What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Friday edition. I don't know what was going on when I went live. It made two separate streams, and I was like, I'm so confused. What's going on? Like, why is it showing? It was making two different streams, and I was like, I don't understand what it's doing. So I was like, I gotta delete one because some people are going to the other stream. So it was very confusing. So I put the link in the other one to send people over here. It's very weird. This is members only, right? No, yeah, it's members only for chat. Anyone can watch. So if you're here and you're not a member, hi, how are you? If you are a member, this is an extra stream where members only can chat in chat. We usually don't do Friday streams, but we're going to start doing more Friday streams, and it's random. I was going to play a game. I don't feel like playing games. I feel like watching more videos and stuff on YouTube. So I was going to play Black Ops, but I'm not in the mood to play Black Ops. I was going to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff that came out on Fortnite. I loaded it up today, and I was like, nah, I don't really feel like playing that either. So what's going on, Kuda Papa? What's going on, Kylo? Broic, Behemoth. Now, wait a minute. How is... I see Behemoth. Oh, but Behemoth is not in the... I see. So Behemoth, we can't see you. At least I don't think they... Yeah, if you're chatting in chat and you're not a member, we won't see it. Sorry about that. It's an extra stream. So. Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff came out yesterday. I think it came out like... Yeah, I think it was out yesterday or last night, or maybe it came out today, this morning. Go on, Jones. Go on, Dolphin. Yeah, so we had two separate streams, and then all of a sudden now we have the one correct stream where it should say Friday member only chat as the thumbnail. So I got a couple of videos. We're going to watch an Asmongold stream today. I started watching a couple of minutes of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch that on stream because... I think it's eye-opening, right? It's eye-opening for a lot of people because he's telling the state that he's in gaming right now, and I think it speaks to it'll make it much more clear where I come from as being a 46-year-old gamer and the way I talk, right? He's I think 33, 34 years old, and the way he was talking in the thing, I was like, oh, all right. So let's watch that first. Okay, let's watch that first. Let me make sure the sound. One sec. All right. Volume up. Sure, it's normal.
Hi guys, it's me again. Today we're going to be talking about online video games, MMOs, and why I've been moving away from them. I'm turning into a boomer playing single-player
Yeah, he's turning into a boomer.
Video games and feeling better than ever. How could this have possibly happened to me? And I want to talk about exactly...
You know what I think is funny? When he makes these, like, videos, which I know is completely different than the... Like... He can't be using the same camera that he uses for his streams. Like, why not? Like, I don't understand.
Systematically, keep that word in mind, systematically how that's happened. Now, I want to warn you guys, before you watch this...
Like, he's not even using a microphone. He's using the camera microphone, like...
video, if you like playing a lot of online video games, you love live service games, and you think anything the way that I do, be careful. Because after you see these patterns, that is
maxed out right there.
To unsee the man behind the machine. So anyway, the big issue that I've had a lot with online video games is that it feels like it's building a castle on sand. It's building a castle on the beach, and then every 60 to 90 days, the tide comes in, washes your castle away, and the only thing you have left to show for it is maybe a cosmetic FOMO item.
So what he's saying is, and this is the way I look at games, right? And maybe, maybe I'm skewed, but I always say respect the player's time, right? Respect the player's time. And again, I always talk about how certain IPs could bring you in. Like, for instance, I'm waiting for that Transformers Reactivate game, which could be the exact same game as the first Descendant, but because it's the IP I like, I might put some time into it. I'll enjoy it for, 10, 20, 30 hours, and then all of a sudden I'm like, it's like it gets exposed, and you see the man behind the curtain, right? And you're like, I'm good.
For some seasonal event. Oh boy, you don't want to miss those. There's a collection tab. You loot an apple, and it says 1 out of 634. Oh boy, are we having fun now. Oh, exciting. And
he's played World of Warcraft for what, 15 years? For 15 years he's been playing. And now he's like this.
I've been seeing this with every single online game, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? How am I letting myself get my time wasted on such a cataclysmic scale? By the way, 35,000 hours I've played.
35,000 hours. What is that? 35,000 hours. What is that? 35,000 divided by 24. That's 1,458 days of 24/7.
World of Warcraft, okay? I don't regret a single minute of it, but goddamn, I wouldn't want to do all that again. And so here's the point. I feel like every single online game, it doesn't matter whether you're playing Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, or New World. None of these things matter because all of these games follow the same DNA.
Yes, right? And this is what me and Sarge talk about. This is why Sarge always says, been there, done that, seen everything, because it's the same stuff over and over. They just disguise it in a different way, right? And again, this is not just like he started his video. If you're one of these people, maybe don't watch the video because it might skew your viewpoint. But that's exactly where I'm at, right? And I was there a decade ago, about mid-30s, okay, where I was just like, because I've been playing games since I was 3, right? Like 3.5, okay? So I've been playing games for 30 years, 35 years, where now people that started maybe in their 10s or teens, right, now they're starting to realize, well, man, maybe all of these games are kind of the same. And I get it, right? Just like I would say, you take a microscope, you're going to find problems, but it's showing its face more and more with these games, because now it's not just one game it's like this. It's all of these games that are like this. They're all the same. They all have the same style. They all do the exact same thing. There's always an event. There's another event. Season pass, right? It's all the same.
And the DNA, if you want a very easy way to condense this down, it is keep you addicted and waste your time. That's basically what happens. And so people say, oh, well, you want instant gratification. You're goddamn fucking right, I do. I'm playing a video game.
And they know you want instant gratification, right? So the people that are complaining to him that all you want is instant gratification, he's like, yeah, I do. I don't want to waste my time. Respect my time. And the developers know that they want you to respect your time, but instead of respecting their time, they make the problem still the solution, which is, well, if you don't want to play this long, well, here's a microtransaction to get you faster. So you're paying to play less to move on with your day instead of just playing the game.
If I didn't want instant gratification, I'd go back to my own boring real life. Of course I do. I don't want to spend 40 hours farming for some helmet. That's stupid.
Right, because what does the helmet mean? You get the helmet, and then what? And then what?
And I understand the irony of this, because as one of the residential spending 40 hours farming for a helmet YouTubers, over the years especially, I've done this a lot. Okay? I've even made guides on how to do it in only 38 hours and save a little bit of time.
Why grind for 40 when you could do it in 38? Watch my video, I'll tell you how.
But nowadays I look at that and I just don't have the same outlook on life that I used to.
Of course not.
And I cannot even fathom wasting my time in such a exorbitant way. And I think that this is a big thing for me. Like, I'm 34 years. I'm getting.
Oh, sorry, I was right. I thought he was 33.
Old. I'm 30.
Oh, getting old. Stop it. I'm not even old. There's people older than me that are playing games.
34 years old. And back in the day, and you guys can tell me if this is true or not in the comments with you, is that
Although the people older than me, we all started at the same time, around late 70s, early 80s.
back in the day when I would play online video games, the reason why I would play them is so I could show everybody else in the world that I was better than they were. And I got so caught up in this. I love being able to do this. This is my favorite thing to do. And it was a big sense of, pride for me in a way. And I actually don't, I don't see this as a bad thing really at all. I don't hate myself for this. I don't think I'm stupid for doing this. But it's just that at this point in my life, I'm no longer.
Robert Jones says, grind for 40 hours, then release a better helmet. That's it. And that's all it would take, Jones, for me to be like, I just spent 40 hours grinding. I got the best gear. And then all of a sudden the next season comes out and they're like, ta-da, here's the next greatest gear. And I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. Hence why, this is why I don't want to play Diablo style type of a game. This is why I don't want Division 2 to change over to a Diablo style game, because to me, that is a waste of time.
Longer feeling that way about about video games. I don't need to play a video game to show off that I'm better than somebody, because again, I just, I've gotten old. I don't really care that much about this anymore. And so I just play video games. I don't know. Imagine this for fun.
Imagine.
And so, anyway, how do I get to this point? I get to this point and I look at video games, and it seems like so many of them are infected with the exact type of rot, the exact same type of rot. And that is every 60 to 90, some of them they're a little bit different, but they're all basically the same paradigm. Every, few months or so, there is a battle pass, a season pass that probably has a paid version that is higher than that sometimes provides, actual good rewards, like things that are play for power, like, Star Rail or something like that. Or it just has cosmetics, like something like Kirax Vault Pass in Path of Exile, as a general rule, right? Or the trading post in World of Warcraft that functions as a battle pass. And so, anyway, these things happen, and it makes me feel like every single one of these games is operating on this usually 60 to 90 day path.
Because they are. That's exactly what they're doing. And this is exactly Sarge. Welcome to the party, Asmongold. Right? Like, that's exactly what they're doing. This is exactly what me and Sarge have been talking about for effing years on GXG, why we don't play certain games or what it is. And he's like, I've seen it. I was like, I don't like this anymore. I'm not shitting on anyone else's parade, right? Like what you like, play what you want to play. But now he's saying, right? He's saying what I've been saying, and now it's that time of, see, this is where I'm coming from. That all this stuff is the exact same. It feels awkward. It feels, JW, thank you very much for coming on, member. Appreciate that.
Match cycle that repeats the same content over and over. There's an event for different types of,
thanks for the 15-month support. Appreciate that.
Like, Chinese New Year. That's a really big one. You've got Halloween and all of these different events. And I don't know the camera that he's using. Stealth, thank you very much. I don't know why it says new member. You've been around for like 28 months. You've been here, but it probably expired and then you had to redo it, but appreciate it very much. Yeah, because if you look at the logo next to his name, he's been here for like 2 years. Oh wow, you hate Halloween.
Yeah, the micro. It's irritating me, Krebsy, that he has a camera that works very well and a microphone, and yet he's just using a webcam from like 2008 and just using the microphone inside the camera.
Halloween events. No, I don't hate Halloween events, but every year when they have them, like, this is just really to sell skins, right? And when every single game is doing this, there's a certain sense of escapism that I'm looking for in a video game that really...
Remember when Grand Theft Auto, when it first came out 11 years ago, and we played the online version or whatever it was, maybe it was year 2, and all of a sudden on Christmas Day, inside of Los Santos, they made it snow? Do you remember that? Do you remember that, how they just made it snow just on Christmas Day? And everyone was like, oh my God, right? They had a Christmas event, and it was cool, right? And then World of Warcraft, when it first came out, and then all of a sudden Halloween came, and the towns were decorated in Halloween, and then Christmas came. And it was cool. It was cool when one game did that. But then 2 games did that. Then 3 games, and 4 games, and 10 games, and 20 games, and 100 games, and they're all doing the exact same thing. They're all decorating. They're all doing events. They're all having season passes. They're all having microtransactions. They're all doing all this stuff. And it's just so overdone. And we're just like, talk about the Marvel films that come out in theaters and you're like oversaturated and you're like, I'm just over all of this. That's what's happening in video games.
It kind of evaporates when you see every single one using the exact same, content delivery method, right? And so I see these games with these battle passes every single time, and it makes me feel like I'm wasting my time doing them, because every time I fill up one of these battle passes, every time I complete a season journey, every time I, complete all of the tasks that have been allotted to me, well, then I wait for a few months, and then I have to do the whole thing over again.
Yep.
That's my big reward. And
your big reward is to keep doing the reward of keep grinding.
All of them are built around some form of FOMO item. And I feel like FOMO is a very double-edged sword. And
right, Krebsy? Zach uses the 08 webcam. Asmongold uses the 8K setup.
I think this is especially true with live service games. And what I mean by that is, with a lot of live service games, how many of you guys played a live service game and
then he's got a window open? He's got a window open in front of him, and then he's also got the light on him. That's why he's blown out.
You logged on every single day. You want to make sure every day you never miss that daily, right? Because you don't want to fall behind. And so you do that, and one day you miss it. It's like, man, I missed it. Okay, well, I'm going to log on the next day. I'm still doing it every other day, so it's fine. And so then later on, maybe you end up accidentally missing 3 days. And then you tell yourself, well, maybe, and this could be any period of time, not 3 days. It could be 3 weeks, 2 weeks, right? Every game is different. But you tell yourself, oh, well, now I'm so far behind, it's not really worth playing anymore because...
Yep. I do this all the time. All the time. I'm gung-ho right now. Right now, I'm doing that with Brighter Shores, right? I'm playing it, right? I don't have to, like, check in or anything like that, but I'm enjoying myself. But then there's a point, and I'm not sure I'll get there with this because I don't think there's microtransactions or anything, but there's a point you get to, like Fortnite. I'll play Fortnite, and I'll keep playing Fortnite, and then all of a sudden I'm going up the Battle Pass, and I'm like, I'll check in tomorrow. I do this with Fallout 76. I do this other thing. It's a job. Tuesday, reset. Let me log in. Let me see what they have in the store. Let me see what they have in the Battle Pass. Let me see what they've added to the thing this week. All right, click, play a little bit, go up the thing, and I'm like, and then it slows down. I check every day, then I check every third day, then I check every week. Then by the end of the season, I don't even give a shit. I'm like, I'm done. New season comes out. I'm like, let's see what the new season has. That's exactly it. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I stopped caring. Because it's not just Fallout 76. It's Fallout 76. It's Fortnite. It's Call of Duty. It's Battlefield. It's No Man's Sky. It's all of these things.
I can't catch up. And I think that's what ends up happening with a lot of people, is that FOMO is a great way to keep people in the game, but FOMO is also a great way to keep people out of the game. And so more and more, as I'm spending my time doing other things.
That is, I believe, 100% true. There's more people that stop playing than are playing, but the people that are playing, the small percentage, is making, this is the 20% making 80% of the profit type of thing.
Things that I find to be more enjoyable, the appeal of trying to continuously play an online video game to catch up and to keep up with all the FOMO rewards, it becomes more onerous, more of a pain in the ass, and just more of, let's just be honest, guys, it's more of a waste of time.
100%, 1000%.
And so this is something that, and what's very weird for me talking about this, and I'm sure...
Oh, I get that, Dark Taco. I understand that 100%, right? The whales are funding it, and that's cool, right? That the few outweigh the many because they're paying for the stuff. And we've talked about this in the past where developers start looking at, well, who's paying and what do they want in the game, right? What do they want us to make? And they're like, yeah, you can make more of this stuff. That's what Star Citizen's all about. Star Citizen is, hey, we made this ship. They bought this ship, so let's put another ship. And the other people, the very few people are like, well, you can earn all the ships. You could play all the ships, but you got to grind. You got to do all the stuff, and you're putting all those hours in. Where the guy that's spending $28,000 on a ship, they're like, That's the guy we want to listen to because he's paying us $28,000. How many people have to play the game or buy the game or continue playing the game to give us that much money, where this guy just gave us $28,000 at one shot? That's why mobile games are the way they are.
Sure, a lot of people will be kind of shocked to hear this, because I used to be the person who was the most fixated on this. I would never miss anything in WoW. I would never do anything. I would always make sure I get everything done and be a complete completionist, right? And I
Dolphin says, Black Ops 6 Season 1 started yesterday. Gotta log in after work. You do you.
feel like being a completionist completely wastes my time. So I stopped doing it. And it sounds like such a, an obvious thing to do, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are stuck in that hamster wheel, and they feel like if they get off of the hamster wheel, then they've wasted all their time on the hamster wheel, so they can't get off because of sunk cost.
Sunk cost, right? That's exactly right. It's this, I put this much time in, but now that I put this much time in, if I stop playing, then I admit to myself that I've wasted my time. Well, I can't do that. I gotta keep going forward. I gotta keep wasting my time.
Fallacy. And it's like, I remember when Blizzard made the $90, I can't even believe this, $90 store mount. They put
$90 store mount. We all laughed, and 100 people bought it. 1,000 people bought it. Everyone's like, you ever see that meme? That it's a group of guys. I think they're like the African guys, and they're all like, "This is where we laugh," and they're like, "Ha!" That's exactly what it feels like when they're like $90 mount. We're like, "Who's gonna pay $90 for a mount? Who's gonna pay $500 for a mount?" And they're like, the developers like, "This is where we laugh," because they know there's gonna be a small amount of people that buy that mount, which is enough people to cover the people that are not buying the mount.
Put this out there, and I'm seeing people in the comments, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to buy this because I want to get all the mounts, but it's so expensive." It's like, what do you mean you have to buy this? What's wrong with you? What are you talking about? You have to buy this. And the thing is that, I could also be talking to myself from 10 years ago. And that's the really ironic thing about it. And so the reason I'm making this video is to express kind of my current state of mind. I still like online video games. I can still play them for fun, but I can never really fully invest into them because I feel like so many systems and mechanics inside of them
work against you.
Are designed to waste your time.
Yeah, they're working against you, right? They're working against you. And this is exactly why I look at stuff and I'm like, I'm not going to play this game because it feels like it doesn't respect my time. Okay? Again, games don't always respect your time, but it has to feel like they're respecting your time. If I put 10 hours in and I've leveled up a certain amount and I got a certain amount of things, I feel like I'm not wasting my time. Bare simple. Planet Coaster 2, right, is a sim game. Okay? If I take the time, if it's 2 hours or 10 hours, at the end of when I'm playing, if I'm building something, at the end I've built something, right? I don't feel like I've wasted my time, even though I've wasted my time, right? But I feel like I'm fine with it because I started with nothing, and I ended up with something that I built, and I'm like, it looks pretty good, right? Or I'm getting better. I'm getting better at the thing. I have something visual to see on the screen that I'm doing something. Where if I played Sea of Thieves before they put the season pass where you're getting experience before, I would play Sea of Thieves. I gather all these chests and gear and all these things. I'm sailing way back to home, and then I get ganked, I get killed, and I lose it all, and I'm like, What did I do? What did I do these last 2 hours? I lost it all because I was outnumbered 3-1. They boarded my ship, took all my shit, sunk me, and I'm done. And then I'm like, and they changed it. They're like, well, people feel like they're wasting their time because we are. So you got to make it feel like. So now, Sea of Thieves, when you pick up chests or dig it up, it's like, oh, you got XP. Oh, you're going up the battle pass. You got extra. You got gold that automatically goes into your account. Right? So you're like, oh, well, I lost my gear or I lost all my chests, but it's all right. I got this XP. I got this thing. Something makes you feel like you're not wasting your time. What's going on, Mo?
And I've noticed this, and I contrast it with something like Elden Ring, or I contrast it with something like that I've been playing a lot recently. What is it? Metaphor ReFantagio. Amazing, incredible game. I loved it. I ended up taking a day off today. I've been playing it all day. It's been really fun. And so I see these other single-player games that they don't
He's literally wearing a World of Warcraft sweater.
Don't make you sit through 4 or 5 hours of meaningless, annoying activities in order to get the reward. They just give you the reward, and the reason why is because they've already got their reward. They've already got your money, so it doesn't matter to them anymore, like whether you're spending more time on the game. They just want the time that you spend on the game to be as meaningful and fun as possible. And I compare that with online video games, and it's like, okay, well, every time that you go on a loading screen, there's an advertisement for a skin.
Yep.
Every time that you open up the menu, there's another advertisement for the store.
Well, here they're even doing it even better now, okay? Because we've read articles about this. We've seen it happen. When you're playing Fortnite, you used to play 100 people. But now you can't tell if you're playing actual people or if you're playing bots. And the bots that you're playing to make you feel better about yourself make you get in the top 10 or top 5 or even win the game, right? And even the people that haven't played in a while think that, oh, wow, this is good. It incentivizes you to, well, I'm playing the game, so now I feel good. Didn't waste my time. I feel good about myself. And while they were playing the game and killing the guys, they saw the new skins because Epic is smart. Call of Duty is smart. They let the person that's you're fighting have the new skin. So it's an advertisement while you're jumping around, while you're fighting. You're like, oh, man, that skin was cool. I got to get that, right? It's advertising for you while you're in the game. It's not a pop-up menu. It's like this. It's just blended into the game. It's subliminal. That, oh, man, did you see that? I just killed a Ninja Turtle. Oh, that looks cool, man. I got to get that. And that's what they do.
Every time that you open up the launcher, there's an advertisement for, like a battle pass, right? And so all of the different tools in online video games are designed to try to keep you playing the game as long as possible, but the quality of that entertainment, I do think, is lower. But I think it's a mindset shift that I've had where I used to always think that, being good at a video game doesn't matter if you can't beat other people at it, right? And I was thinking to myself, and that's how I always felt, but then I realized to myself, beating people at a video game doesn't really matter either because it's a video game.
That and who you gloating to. You're in your house. You're not in an arcade where everyone's watching you get the highest score and you beat somebody else. You're literally in a game. You kill me and I go away. And you're like, woo, I'm number one. Oh, I'm here by myself. Nobody cares.
So kind of shocking, isn't it? And again, guys, comment down below if this is something that this is a revelation that's also occurred to you. And so I see these things where it's like these 90-day reward structure cycles that repeat, and they usually power creep each other. So it's like if you work really hard in a game, this is something that Classic WoW always did really well. I'm a Classic and
Dolphin first says, my whole life's a lie. And then he says, that's not true. My neighbor can hear me screaming. When you see your neighbor, he's like, I heard her scream last night. Did you get the high score?
in a lot of ways, is that if I took a break in BWL and AQ and Nax,
I heard you own those 10-year-olds in Call of Duty last night. High five, bro. Let's go get a beer.
Came out, well, I could come back and I'd still be in BWL. It's not like I would just be kind of accelerated to Nax and all of my effort that I had put previously would be invalidated. But I feel like a lot of video games have a reset power creep cycle that happens
of course they do.
On a cyclical basis that's generally correlated with either a seasonal model or a battle pass model. And these types of mechanics are tiresome. They're very tiresome to me. And as I've spent a lot of time playing these games, I've realized that I'm not really having as much fun completing these tasks because
it feels like a job. Go ahead, say it. Say it. It feels like a job.
Of the inevitable futility of it, where ultimately I'm not really going to be able to achieve anything in this game. Not like it matters, but it feels like it matters. Again, if you like playing these games and you're having fun, then that's all that matters.
Back in the day, not even back in the day, 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, Destiny 1 came out, and you would do, what was the one that you did weekly? Not nightmare. What was it? It was the hardest. It was the hardest strike that you would do, and you would earn that skull. Chat. What was that called? I completely forgot what it was called. Okay, you would earn the skull, the flaming skull. Okay, Nightfalls. So it was Nightfalls. Right? So you would do the Nightfall, the weekly Nightfall, and you would own it, and then you would walk around the tower, and people would see it and go, "Oh man, that's cool." Right? It was something to go for. Hey, can you help me get this? Yeah, let's go do it, man. People got on. You went to go do the Nightfall, and then you got it, and you walked around. You're like, yeah, like strutting your stuff. You're like, yeah, I did the Nightfall. And the guy did. Oh, you did the Nightfall? Can you help me do the Nightfall? That's what it was. Now it's, you want something cool? It's $5. It's $10. So when you see someone in a outfit now, you're like, oh, is that the new thing in the store this week? Is that the new thing in the store this month? Is that on the battle pass? I gotta get up the battle pass. I don't have time to get up 50 levels. How much is it to cost? Right? That's the difference now.
That's literally all that matters. Like, you don't need to justify it to me. You don't need to justify it to anybody. But I think that what happens is that a lot of times people put the expectation of like, oh, am I having fun, with how many other people are having fun the same way. And so
Mo says, if you see the clan tag when you play COD and it says Wax, that's my crew. Just take the beating and move on. I wouldn't even give a shit about your name. You would kill me. I would move on. Wouldn't care. It'd be a millisecond. I'd be like, oh, I lost. Okay. I wouldn't know your name. Wouldn't know your clan that you're in. Wouldn't give two shits. So I'll be honest with you.
For me, moving over to playing a lot more single-player games, I don't have to keep up with, like, really fastly evolving metas. I'll log in, like, everybody's playing and grinding. It's hard to play a competitive game like that unless you're playing it all the time because of just how fast information travels now online.
Yep.
And ultimately, I'm playing these games. I can't really, maintain a degree of, like, maybe...
you're getting old.
Of nature, right? Because...
That's what we say. You're getting old. You're not as fast as you used to be.
Also, some people might say skill issue, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to agree with you. I don't even really care. It's not really that big of a deal to me. I just want to play the game and have fun, and if I'm getting...
No, Mo, you don't understand. When you kill me, I'll blank out like my wife is speaking to me. I don't read the screen. I just smash the button and move on. I wouldn't give two shits.
Fucking destroyed. Like, how many of you guys used to play Fortnite and you stopped playing it because, you build like your little, okay, all right, you son of a bitch, you come over here, and then over there he's building the Eiffel fucking Tower, and you feel like a clown and you lose, and so you just lose interest in playing the game. I think that's what's happened with a lot of online games, because everybody's wanting to make a name for themselves. Like, for a lot of people out there, it's, I wouldn't say, it's a job for them, right? They're doing this as a career. So they want to be as competitive and as good at this game as possible. And I think the reality of that is that there's so many people out there that it really makes it hard for an average player to have fun playing one of these games when metas and skill caps evolve so fast that you have to maintain a certain degree of consistency playing it, or you're probably not going to have a good time because you're going to get skill gapped or power crept, depending on what the game is. And in fact, in some of them, it's actually both.
Yeah.
And so what's happened is that I've kind of realized this cycle of futility, and I've realized that, like, why am I trying to keep up with this to, like, maintain the same amount of effort and time when, again, why wouldn't I want to have my cake and eat it too, right? Why would I want to invest a huge amount of time into something like this that I'm not really enjoying? And I feel like another thing is daily rewards or weekly rewards. A lot of these online video games.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying though, Jones, right? He said people told me if there's nothing to chase, the game won't be fun, right? And Taco's saying, yeah, I've heard that, Robert. And if there's no battle pass, I get bored. But this is the thing. He's saying that every game's like that, right? So if you're playing more than one game, right? He's saying for him, and I'm saying also for me. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but he's saying that if I'm playing Call of Duty and it's got a Season Pass, Battle Pass, and I'm playing Sea of Thieves and it's got a Season Pass, Battle Pass, I'm playing Fortnite, Season Thing, Pass, right? I'm playing 10 games. They all have Season Passes. They all have Battle Passes. Every time it's the same thing. It just becomes this monotonous of what it is, right? It's just whatever it is. It's just like, it becomes a checklist. It becomes a routine, like get up, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, take a shower type of stuff. It doesn't become fun anymore. It's more of a checklist.
They have like a reward structure that is very front loaded, which means that you're getting 80% of the rewards in like 5% of the time, and then you spend the other 95% of the time getting the remaining 20% of the rewards.
That's great,
So
Dark. Like if you're still enjoying a game, cool. Like I had 3,000 hours when I left Destiny. I think it was like 3,100, I think it was. And then there was just a point when it came out with the season, I was like, I'm done. I saw the man behind the curtain, as I always say, the Wizard of Oz, right? I saw the man behind the curtain. I was like, nah, I'm good.
For you not to play a lot and to basically,
I said the same thing yesterday about when we were watching the guy from GameStop. I said, if you wake up in the morning and you're like, go to fucking work, it's time to look for a different job, right? It's time to change up what you're doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, regardless of what it is, if it's video games, life, whatever it is, you got to change it up because you're forcing it down. And this is exactly why I just stopped playing certain games. I'm like, why am I going to hate it, right? Why am I going to force myself and then talk shit about that game over and over and over and over and over? I'm just going to stop playing it. I'll talk shit about criticizing how they haven't fixed the game and it took them this long to put changes in the game, but I'm not complaining about me playing the game. I'm complaining about a game and giving criticism to a game that needs to change for the better, right? That's just what it is. So I stopped playing Destiny. I stopped playing World of Warcraft. I stopped playing certain games because I wasn't enjoying myself.
Basically stay on this treadmill and move at the pace that they've set for you. And I also find this to be very fatiguing as well, because there's some days I don't really want to play at all, and other days where days where I want to play maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, and I feel like that time and effort isn't rewarded in a proportional level, and it feels like my time is being disrespected.
Yep. Number one, respect the player's time. That's on the player now. The player gets to decide, does this respect my time? And if you are enjoying yourself with a video game, like Mo says, I'm having fun regardless. He's in that state of mind where he's having fun, he's enjoying himself, he doesn't feel like he's wasting his time. But when people are like, yeah, I'm not going to do this for 50 hours to get to that point to be like, oh, now it's getting good. They're like, I'm not wasting my time, right? That's why I say number one thing, besides story and graphics and everything else, the number one thing for online games is respect the player's time.
And I think that's really a fundamental concern that I have too, is that I think a lot of these online games are built with systems that are cynically designed to waste your time in the most, like subversive way possible. And I see this happen a lot. And this is also, this is the worst thing, is that, oh, wow, you don't like grinding? Oh, you're not a fan of that? You don't have time?
Right.
Well, guess what? We have the solution for that. We've created the problem, and now you're going to...
There it is. There it is. Make the problem, sell the solution. Hilly says, I enjoy Overwatch 2 more than Overwatch because they made all the cosmetics stuff worse. It made me drop all interest, and now just 2 hours a week with my brother for fun. Yeah, but that's just it, right? Like me and Sarge will play games every once in a while, but we won't play a game and play it for like 1,000 hours anymore. We stopped playing Division 2. Division 2 killed it for us. When they announced, and even though they went back on it, they killed all interest for us when they said they're going to keep restarting the seasons. We're like, no, I'm good.
Pay us to solve it. So there's like these pay for convenience, pay for, power systems. So it's like, oh, well, I can't keep up all the time and I can't play all the time, so I'm going to spend money on the game. And I think that some people have rationalized this into becoming normal. I don't think that it's normal at all.
It's not normal.
Who decided that you have to pay money to...
The industry. The industry decided. The industry decided that, hey, certain percentage of people were willing to do this. Let's put it out there. See how many people we can get.
To advance in a video game, like who decided, oh, because you don't have time, now you have to pay money? Well, I'll tell you who decided.
Andrew Wilson.
I did that. The people you're paying money to.
That's right.
This is a completely invented problem that you could solve with 50 different solutions, but big surprise, the one solution that keeps being used is the one that's the most beneficial to the people that are making the games. And again,
the games keep getting more expensive, guys. How are they going to keep the lights on? Right? we're doing this because we have to, because our games are becoming $350 million problems, instead of actually reeling it back and going, we actually don't need to make $350 million problems. We can make a $100 million game and actually make plenty of money, but we want to make all the money in the world. So instead of charging the $60 like we used to, now we're charging $70. We will charge $80 because we're already charging $120 and $130. And we have season passes and battle passes and cosmetics and weekly resets and all this other stuff for all this money. And on top of that, because it's digital now, no game ever gets old. And it only goes on sale when we say it goes on sale. And there's no secondhand market. So you have to pay full price 5 years later for the same game because we say so.
That's fine if you like this kind of stuff. I don't. I feel stupid. I feel stupid paying to win, and I feel stupid playing free to play. I feel stupid for playing it at all. And so I thought to myself, am I going to spend my whole day being stupid? Yeah.
That's not the way I thought he was going to say.
But not that stupid. That's terrible. And so I quit playing.
Yep.
And so I felt these different systems, and it's like every game has these. It's not like one game has this. Every online video game follows these same content delivery structures. They follow the same reward structures. They follow the same progression structures. They follow the same store models. And it doesn't even matter what the genre is. How is it that you can have a game that is about shooting people with guns that is fundamentally the same as a game that's killing dragons? Or a game that's like an anime waifu collector? Really? Call of Duty's got the same progression standard, kind of? I mean, in an abstract sense. So Honkai Star Rail, what the hell is going on? And as soon as I've realized this, I've taken a step back.
I think he had a lot of time to think those 2 weeks he got kicked off of Twitch.
Taken a step back, and I've tried to have fun playing video games. And that's where I'm at now. I've been playing a lot of video games that are single player that I feel respect my time a lot more.
Of course, because when you play a single player video game, there's a goal. The goal is just to beat the game. That's it. Play the game, get to end game. That's the goal. There's no other goal. There's not a, I can't wait for season 2. I can't wait for the microtransactions to come out. I can't wait for the DLC. It's just play the game, finish the game, put the game down. Make a game, sell a game, play a game.
That I feel are paced in a way that's not disrespectful. And
Kraken, thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate that.
I'm not thinking about who is, who am I beating at the game, or, where am I on a leaderboard? It doesn't matter where I am on a leaderboard. It's a fucking video game. Who gives a shit? I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself. And it's been great. And so I wanted to make this video and talk to you guys about where I'm at personally, why I haven't been playing a lot of these online video games.
Krebsy, it might be, right? It might be that he, and again, I don't want to analyze him personally, but it might be that connection that he had with his mom, right? Because he talks about his mom and, how much he loved her and whatnot. That connection that he had with World of Warcraft, maybe it hurts that he played World of Warcraft, and that's why he got away from World of Warcraft. Whatever reason, right? That might be connection. Sure, anybody, when you lose a loved one, it might be weighing on him all these years later, or of why. Sure, 100%.
And why I've fallen out of favor with it. I yearn for the day that there is an online video game that makes me want to waste my time. But right now, there's not. And so I'm stuck here being a boomer, playing single-player games, and that's just about it. And I hate to say it, guys, but I'm happy. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, give some of the different little patterns that I've been seeing a lot of these online games having, and also share where I'm at. And I think the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like a lot of you guys out there might be a little bit like me. And let me know in the comments if you are. I'm quite curious. I think this is a long overdue discussion, because I feel like this permeates not only the enjoyment of the game, but what are games fundamentally. For a lot of people, they're a form of escapism. And I don't feel like I'm escaping into a treadmill. It's like I'm in my real life that is in some ways a treadmill. I'm lucky, in the job that I have. Some people aren't as lucky. Their real life is much more like a treadmill than mine is. And then it's like, finally, I've been working all day. Time to go home and work in this video game.
There it is. He said it. Said it in an off way. It's a job, and people don't want to do a job after they get off their job.
Miss me with that bullshit, man. And so that's the way that I feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel, and I hope there's more discussion about this. I really do, because I hope that it'll lead to better online games that are more respectful of your time and fundamentally more fun. So that's about it, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.
Senator Bernie Sanders issued a scathing.
All right. Let me go back. I want to go back to his video. I want to see what the comment section is saying. People are just talking about cleaned his room. Yeah, some people. When a game feels like you're doing chores and having a second job, that's when you know you have a problem. And right. And if that's what it feels like, right? If that's what it feels like, that's when, again, some people don't notice it. Some people get off work, they just sit down, they do their thing. But when some people peek back and go, wait a minute, that is not the wizard. He said, you nailed it. A lot of us feel this way. The FOMO and being forced feeling of having to be on every day kills it for me. And it feels like work, right? And obviously, there's people that disagree and agree with him. I would love to know the people that agree with him, what age bracket they are in. I don't know if there's a 20-year-old that thinks the same way. It's only a job if you aren't having fun. No, I don't even think it's that though, Jones. You can have fun, let's say, in a game. Let's say you like Fallout 76, right? And because you like Fallout 76, you don't really notice that that's what they're doing to you because you like that IP, you like that game or whatever it is. But then all of a sudden you leave Fallout 76, you play Call of Duty, and you start noticing the same. Then you leave that game and you go to the next game and you start seeing the same thing. You're like, I don't like these for whatever reason. It might be the gunplay. It might be because it's a first-person shooter, because of whatever. But there's also a difference of people spending their hard-earned money on a $70 game, and then it feels like it's a process. Now, funny enough, when Mo talks about that he just has fun playing games, he also plays most of his games on Game Pass, right? So he's only paying $20 a month, and he's getting fed all of these games, which is a much different aspect to have than someone that's paying $70 for every game that comes out and also feels like work. Right? Each their own. Not everyone's going to feel the same way as him or me, right? Because other people haven't felt the same way. I feel exactly like he's saying. I've been like that for years, over a decade. Right? I'm 46. I started feeling like that at like 35, and he said he's 34, right? I want to know what time he started gaming. Did he start gaming? I'm assuming he started early in his life. Mo says, the way I play games now is the reason I'm not playing the First Descendant right now. I used to take them as a job. There's too many games to just play the same game the whole time. Right, Mo, but that's the way I look at it, right? How many games do I play? Right? I play a lot of different games now. And I've done that ever since I stopped playing Destiny. Destiny made me angry. It made me angry. I was playing the same thing over and over. It wasn't getting better. It was doing the same shit. They were saying the same stuff to me, and I'm not shitting on Destiny. If you like Destiny, you like Destiny. To me, I was just like, why am I playing this game? Why am I playing this game? I get angry at it. I was like, and it's doing the exact same shit over and over. I was like, I gotta stop playing. I stopped playing cold turkey. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. And then I play from that on. I played, I don't know, 30, 40 games a year. Independent, AAA, double A, whatever. Went back to games I didn't play, but I bought. Robert Jones says, I only felt this way over the last 2 years because of the increase in Battle Pass. I have a question, Jones. If you don't mind answering, are you in your mid-30s? Are you older? Are you like my age? Are you in your 40s? And have you always been a gamer? Have you always been a gamer? Like, have you been playing since you were like 4 years old? $36. Now think about what you just said. You said, I only felt that way the last 2 years to increase the battle pass. 2 years ago, you were 34. Right? Then you started seeing it. You see what I'm saying? The reason I ask if you were early on or if you're a late gamer is that I feel, and again, there's no evidence of this, but if you're a person that started gaming in your 20s, you probably wouldn't feel the difference because it's still technically new. Even if you're 40, you've been playing for 20 years, there's still this other 20 years in front of you that you didn't know about. You know what I mean? Dark Taco says, I started when I was 7. I'm 26. I feel like it's not hard to realize when you're getting taken advantage of. Also, who the fuck wants to get off work and play a game that feels like a job? Well, that's just it. Just like you don't want to play that. Just don't. You start hating your job and you think your gaming is a job, then you got to stop playing your job. You know what I mean? You want to have something fun to play. Which is healthy. If you feel like something is a job, stop playing it. You're not helping yourself by just forcing yourself to keep playing the same fucking thing over and over. Cracking up here said, Destiny 2 definitely felt like a job. I make fun of my friends who still play, and I ask them, hey, did you do your homework yet? We used to do the same thing. Sarge's like, did you do this? Did you do your homework yet? I'm like, no, I haven't done it. He's like, all right, let's run that. And it kept getting to me. I was just like, I don't want to do this. And then when you're doing your homework, when you were doing your homework in Destiny, you would be in the public area, and as you're trying to kill like the fallen, some other guy would come over and start killing it, and you're like ah, and you would get pissed off, and you would go find a different spot to go kill, right? Or you had to do the juggling act, right? You would tap somebody with a group of your friends. You would tap them and go, all right, that person's good. All right, I'm good. And then everyone else would kill it. Right? Did you get a shot on him? And at that point, that feels fun for a bit. But then add that on. Now you do that in Destiny. Now you do that in this game. You do that in this game. You're like, I'm kind of fucking getting tired of this. And it's all made that way because they want you to spend that moment, that time in that game. Dark Taco says, I have had to tell friends to quit Destiny because they were miserable. And I'm like, the fuck are you still playing it, bro? I'm actually having fun. Go play something else. You're just miserable. That's what I'm talking about, the stripper ex-girlfriend, right? Stripper ex-girlfriend, I always call Destiny stripper ex-girlfriend because she is so hot. So good, right? But it's also a toxic relationship. And I use Destiny for myself. Obviously, there might be a game out there that is your Destiny. Okay, but that's why Destiny's a stripper name. And Destiny's a hot game, one of the best games that was out there. And you felt so good, and it looked so good playing, but man, does she have daddy issues. You're like, but man, she's hot. Why are you still playing Destiny? Well, did you see what she brought in today? Did you see? Oh, man. Well, we were playing PC games, Akuta Papa. Me and Sarge, our first system, besides the Atari, okay, was an Apple II. I think it was an Apple IIc. I think we might have had a computer before that, but I'm the one I remember is the Apple IIc. Dark Taco, thank you very much for continuing to support, man. Appreciate that. Marcus says, you get over 7,000 hours in a game like me, it'll be hard to not dislike the game. It was the Apple IIc, right? That you know that screen was the size of an iPad, right? It's actually smaller because it was it was the old That's how big the monitor used to sit up on top of the keyboard. You know what? I think it's going to read it itself. I'm not going to read it yet. I'm not going to read the super chat yet. I think it reads itself. We'll wait a second. We'll wait a second, Dark Taco. There it is. That's the Apple II. Wait. That's the Apple II. I need to get the Apple IIc. Hold on. It had a handle on the back of it. There it is. There it is. Good old Apple IIc. There it is. We didn't have that bracket on the back to hold it up. The monitor used to just sit on the actual top of the thing. We didn't have that. I don't remember that plastic bracket up on top. We used to just set it up on top of the thing. Had a handle in the back. Had a 9-inch screen. All right, it's not going to read it. All right. Dark Taco with the $10 super chat. It says, Mike, I feel like people get jaded because they play multiple live service games. I only play Destiny as a live service, and I have plenty of time to play other amazing games like Wuhong, Final Fantasy VII, and more. Oh, for sure. Thank you very much for the $10. 100%. And this is what I think Asmongold was saying. He's like, once he was playing that one game, and then he played the other game, and then he played the other game, and he started playing all these online games, he was like, wait a minute. Right? He walked into the great and powerful Wizard of Oz, was asking questions, and all of a sudden he saw feet underneath the thing. He's like, wait a minute. Am I playing the same games just in different... Like, they're the same. They're exactly the same. Fundamentally, they're the same. He saw the man behind the curtain, and that's why he made that video. Kuda Papa says, I agree with Dark Taco. I used to only play Destiny. Was always looking for the next live service, and I love the new good live service, but I'm always also enjoying to play lots of other games. Like I said, one of the best things I've done, because when I played Battlefield Bad Company back in the day, when I used to play the Battlefield games, I would play Battlefield and I would play other games. But when Destiny came out, I would just play Destiny. A couple other games that would come out, right? But mostly I just played Destiny. Right? I played Destiny, I played Battlefield. Okay, but I was mostly playing Destiny. I think what really opened my eyes is when Destiny said, the reason we have this secret mission is because of people buying stuff in the microtransaction store. And I said, fuck you. I said, fuck you. That is not why you have that extra mission in the game. That's what I was like, no, I'm done. Right? And I started weaning off because I had way more hours in Destiny 1 than I had in Destiny 2. It's like 2-to-1. Out of the 3,100 hours, majority of that was in Destiny 1. That's 3,100 hours with Destiny 1 and 2. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I played solid 4 years with Destiny 1, and then when Destiny 2 came out, I bought the main campaign, then I stopped playing. I didn't buy the expansions. I waited until they went on sale, got them later. Robert Jones says, I got to find the source, but I remember Destiny saying we have to be careful not to make the game too addicting. Bullshit. They had a study, Jones. What made the game actually, they studied to make it addictive. They literally hired a company to find out what makes the addiction. Yeah, Sarge says you get it now, right? Destiny used psychological to get you to keep playing. Remember that the psychologists in the dev cycle, you understand now, right? Yeah, they had it. They hired people for that. Yeah, we played in the alpha as well, Taco. We started in the very beginning. I still have the memory of getting my icebreaker. We got it in the it was like third day I got the icebreaker. Okay, it was in the I forget the name of the actual thing. It was in the depths on the moon. That end room where you go into the room. I forget what the hell the boss was called. Fogoth? I think it was Fogoth. Right? You would go into that room where you're out looking out in space and the moon, whatever. And once you got in the room, remember you would stay in the hallway or you go on the far end where the platform was, and then you would just fight, or you would jump on top of the rafters and whatnot. The summoning pits, yeah. But it was Fogoth, wasn't it? Fogoth was the big boss there. And I got the icebreaker, and I was like, I just got a sniper that's unlimited bullets. And Sarge's like, what? What do you mean unlimited bullets? It's like, it just got a cooldown, right? And I was like, every time we did that, I would just stand back in the back, wouldn't see, I would just peek out, boom, boom, boom. I was like, this is the greatest gun ever. Got it like day 3. Never used anything else the entire time in Destiny. It took like 2 years before I stopped using the icebreaker. It was always in my slot. It was always there. I was like, up, boss fight coming up, icebreaker. Then there was the Galahorn. All right. I got this other video I want to watch. Sarge sent this to me. This is about 4 days ago. I'll put all the links in the description afterwards. I didn't know what I was going to do today. So usually I have a plan of what I'm going to do, and I put them in there. So this one's called Exposing Paradise. This is a GTA 6 scam that's fooling everybody. Okay? So we're gonna watch this one next. Okay. Oh wait, I got Robert Jones thing up there. Sorry. All right. This is called Paradise. All right, hold on. Let me back up. Let me make sure it's nice and loud for you guys.
About a month ago, I received this email. I'm Robert from the Ultra Games team. Our company is developing a game called Paradise, which aims to rival GTA 6. You can check out a sneak peek here.
Look at those graphics. Graphics look amazing.
Welcome to the city.
Did you notice? Hold on a second. Let me back up a second here. Let me back up a second. Look at the board. Look at the board over here on the side, on the bottom right hand corner. What font is that? What font is that? That looks like a division font a little bit.
Welcome to the city of limitless possibilities.
Yeah, this is a scam, Akuta Papa.
Where your dreams become reality. Welcome to the paradise.
Everything about this game looks so good that it's almost too good to be true.
Well, you know what they say, things that look too good to be true, they are.
And that's exactly the point. This game is without a doubt a massive scam. Myself and the other users of the Paradise Scam Discord have broken this video up into 3 parts, going over the trailers, the website, and the company Ultra Games. And we will prove to you that this game is after nothing more than your money.
All I have to say is the internet wins again, okay? These scumbag people try to pull one over on people, and then people get fooled. People get scammed every single day. But there's people out there that are like, wait a minute, let's expose this, okay? Just like they did with The Day Before and other games in the past, this is yet another game trying to scam people.
And personal information. If you're watching this video, I would assume that you are at least familiar with the trailer. But if not, here is some
Never knew about this game until Sarge sent me this video.
simple context. Just over a month ago, this trailer dropped for a new game called Paradise, being developed by Ultra Games Limited, which promises to be a direct rival to GTA 6. This
What? Direct rival? My goodness.
is a
That's some big hopes and copium.
tall feat for any company, but especially for one that doesn't exist. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little, because first, we need to cover what all the hype has been about. The trailer that now has over 350,000 views and rising. So strap in and let's take a look at some of these major red flags. Before we even start the trailer, you can go down to the description, which reads,
It is a game that combines elements of GTA and The Sims as well as advanced technology.
is a game that combines elements of GTA and Sims. First of all, everyone should know that it is highly illegal to use another game to promote your own.
That's correct.
And this is done
We can make comparisons of going, oh, this is like a GTA 6, but the companies themselves cannot go, oh, this is just, Pepsi is just like Coke. You can't do that.
intentionally by Paradise to get the attention of all GTA fans. Then, when starting the trailer, you can see an Epic Games logo. Cyberboy, my friend and fellow GTA YouTuber, has reached out to Epic Games and they have confirmed that they have no idea what Paradise is, and certainly are not partnered with them in any way. And if you need more evidence that they're lying about being partnered with Epic, if you take a look at the Paradise trailer on the Epic Games Store, they removed the Epic Games logo, meaning they know they wouldn't get away with this.
Interesting. It's interesting. I like showing videos like this to spread the word even more. You know what I mean? I'm just a small little fucking YouTuber on the internet. You know what I mean?
If they wanted their game listed. And remember this, because
But if I can get to 20 of you to see this and go, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
it is something that Paradise brings up more than once. We aren't even
Can I just say, this is my problem that I've spoken about, 2 years ago? Maybe a little bit longer. I said, this is what I have an issue with the Unreal Engine. I have a problem with Unreal Engine, not because everything will look the same, is because they make it so convenient, sort of like the cell phone. Before the smartphone came out, if you wanted to be a photographer, you had to go get a professional camera. If you wanted to be a musician, you had to go get instruments and make music. If you wanted to be whatever, okay, a movie maker, you had to buy an expensive camera. Now you can do all that stuff from your phone, right? Wiped out tons of stuff, okay? So Epic, what they're doing with Unreal Engine is fantastic. It's letting other people make video games that wouldn't have the opportunity to. But it's also letting people that don't have anything to make a video game, but they want to take advantage of people, all right? A knife is a knife. And you can use a knife to cut things, and it's fantastic. But you can also use a knife to murder people, okay? And there's people out there that want to use the Unreal Engine to fool you in making a game that looks so unreal that you're like, oh, man. Because we all are trained to think that graphics make everything, and the game is actually legit, but it's not.
because it is something that Paradise brings up more than once. We aren't even 1 second into the trailer yet, and things are not looking good for Paradise already. Now it's time to skim through this trailer quickly to show you everything that raises concern. In this shot, you can see a real-world Lamborghini of
You can't use real cars. And Lamborghini wouldn't let this happen.
Aventador, which is 100% illegal, as I can guarantee you that they do not have the rights to use this vehicle. Now, look at this image closely.
It's copy-paste. Everything's copy-paste.
Every single shop has been copy and pasted 3 times. This next part is by far the most damning piece of evidence. Paradise is supposedly working with some of the biggest creators in the world, with huge names like
I wonder if these content creators know that they're in this game.
Auckland, Pokimane, Loserfruit, Allier, and many more. After skimming through the Twitter and YouTubes of these creators, none of them have ever mentioned working with this game even once. Not a tweet, not a community post, not a video, nothing.
Makes me wonder, though, maybe they're not promoting it. But what about, again, I'm speculating here, but what about on the back end? If they made money, they would split some money with these. I don't know.
In fact, our Discord members confronted Paradise about whether they were actually partnered with these creators, and they refused to answer, which is not a good look. I also personally reached out to these creators to tell them they are featured in this trailer, because I wouldn't be surprised if even they are not aware their names are being used to promote.
Or maybe they do, but they don't want to say anything because they're waiting to see what money comes in.
Promote this scam. But as expected, most of them are too big to even.
Oh yeah, you're not going to get in contact with them. Take it from me. As a person that's trying to get guests on a show, getting emails back from someone that you reach out to on their business email, good luck.
Been get in contact with, which I think is deliberately done by Paradise. Moving on, this features a section of their website that you can find and talk to a supposed AI, and pay attention to how this website looks. You can go to their website right now and you'll find that none of what is listed in this top bar is still there, and we will dive into this a little more in a little
Interesting.
bit. And of course, the smoke.
I mean, I have to say, the game does look phenomenal, looking-wise, but that's where it ends.
Gun of this entire trailer, crypto.
Earn money and crypto to
What? You can get crypto? Sign me up.
build your empire.
You mean I can have a job inside of a game to have a job? Sweet.
It's always got to be crypto, man. This game promises you can make money with crypto through their in-game purchases with the PAR token. And if that isn't enough to sell you
Talk about money laundering. This sounds right up that alley, doesn't it?
on this being a scam, well, we are just getting started. Paradise Island in this screenshot uses the same text that GTA 5 uses for all of its road names. And a lot of these
Interesting.
buildings have been copy and pasted like 35
They literally just photoshopped a whole shit ton of stuff.
times. In fact, speaking of GTA 5, this minimap looks eerily familiar. After searching around for a while, I was able to find
Shut up. Shut up. They did not take the map from Grand Theft Auto.
the exact location that Paradise stole this section.
You cannot get around the internet. There's so many nerds out there that they're like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that before. They're like, wait a minute, that's from Grand Theft Auto. The attention to detail that these guys are doing. Fuck you, scammers. Right? They are literally using the mini-map from the actual game.
Of the minimap from. And you can see on a side-by-side that they are exactly the
Amazing. Freaking amazing.
same. Once again, real-world cars that they don't have licensing to. And to end it off, the end of the trailer says play now, which is very weird because if you go to their store, it simply says coming soon. And wait, the trailer on their store also says coming soon now too. They've also released 3 more trailers that are alleged to be gameplay teasers. It's very convenient that for 2 of these trailers, they chose the exact same spot to record both of these trailers. But
All right. They literally just took the Grand Theft Auto like code and just brought it into the Unreal Engine.
the major red flag that almost everyone noticed immediately are these umbrellas.
They didn't change the umbrellas. Oh my god, at least Fantastic changed some things in their trailer from the assets they got. They literally took and they didn't change the umbrellas. Again, the internet wins. The internet wins because they notice this shit. Most people just look at it and go, wow, look at the game. It looks so amazing. I'm going to pre-order it now. I'm going to pre-order. They didn't change the umbrellas.
Do these umbrellas look familiar to you? Well, they should, because they are ripped right out of the GTA 6 trailer's beach scene. A 1-to-1 match they stole to once again entice the GTA community. This third trailer, which was uploaded this week, is supposedly an AI NPC overview, but there are massive red flags with this too. First of all, the AI voices are all ripped from 11 Labs, including this guy whose voice sounds probably very familiar if you've ever used TikTok.
Hey, yo, you tripping, man. This ain't the place to be talking
Bro, come on.
about no guns. You better chill with that.
Not only that, but after searching for quite literally 5 minutes, I was able to find the exact grocery store pack they used to create this convenience store. This toilet paper, these boxes of Pop.
Oh, man.
You serious?
Krebsy, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh, where I land, I do not know. But here I fall down the rabbit's hole.
Amazing. Freaking amazing.
Tarts, these magazines, all of which these so-called developers quickly bought for just 25 bucks. This without a doubt proves that this game is just an asset
100%.
to make it look like a high-end game without having to put any work into actually making their own game with.
They literally took from the Matrix the test. Bro. Thank you, internet. Thank you for those on the internet that notice this shit and then make videos like this. I appreciate you.
Their own assets. A very bad look for a company advertising themselves as a GTA 6 rival. With everything I've said so
Well,
far,
of course it's a rival. They're literally just using GTA 5 or I'm sorry, GTA 6 inside their game.
this should already be enough to convince most of you that this is a scam.
Wait a minute. What if the shit that leaked 2 years ago about GTA 6, remember the code that got taken? Do you remember this? Didn't they steal the code? And they kind of negated it and said, no, nothing happened? Huh? Maybe?
But for those who are still on the fence, this is now my perfect opportunity to transition over to their website. And now is where things get very interesting. If you click on the link and go to their website, you may notice it looks a lot different from when we saw it in the trailer. Where is the Play Now button, and the influencers, and the marketplace? It's almost like they've been taking stuff down after my fellow detectives have started calling them out. Luckily for us, however, we can see everything they may be hiding from us by taking a look at the Wayback Machine.
Good old internet. Once you put it on the internet, you can't get it off the internet. What's going on, Ghost Fixer?
You can see that the website used to look much different than it is now. Instead of the Play Game button, they used to have a link to Paradise tab. a website they were using to promote and sell their Parcoin, the so-called in-game currency that they were advertising in their trailer. Paradise has been doing their best to get rid of any instance of crypto from their website because they are trying to get the game listed on Steam, and Steam does not allow any crypto integration into any game on their marketplace. And as I'm editing this video on November 6th, it seems my theory...
Right, Krebsy? That's what I'm saying. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
was correct, as Paradise has somehow managed to get the game listed on Steam. They also used to have
What are you doing, Steam? What are you doing?
a section dedicated once again to the massive creators they are allegedly collabing with. Ninja, Just a Minx.
Come on, bro. Again, I'm speculating. Do we think that this group of developers pitched this to them and said, hey, we'd like to use your name and we'll give you a percentage of the stuff when we make the money? Or do you think they just used their likeness without asking? Could be both. Could be one or the other. I don't know. It's very, very interesting.
And what I assume are some Hong Kong creators. As, by the way, that is supposedly where Ultra Games is based out of. Once again, Ninja and Just a Minx have never mentioned anything about this game even once, and they probably never will. Now, if you aren't
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
aware, every company has something called a white paper, which is basically just an overview of their company, game, and their overall plans on how to
Look at this. Strong partnership with the industry leaders such as NetEase, Epic Games. Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. I'm speculating some more. Didn't we just have an article speculatively of NetEase, okay, that are running a money laundering scam? Are these connected in any way, shape, or form? Obviously, Ultra Games doesn't seem like it's a real company, but are these the people that are working at NetEase that were doing this? What's going on, Artemis?
to achieve their goals. So let's take a look. Introducing Paradise, the first AAA AI game.
AAA AI game. They spelled game with 2 A's.
You serious?
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
Game. You'd think a AAA game could at least spell the word game right, but I digress. Easy mistake, I guess. A unique aspect of our platform is the integration of AI-based influencers, allowing players to interact with virtual representations of their favorite celebrities within the game and the social platform. We have contracts with leading figures in game streaming and blogging and are continually seeking new collaborative opportunities. That's funny because they seem to have taken this off of their website, and if they have contracts with them, you would think they'd want to use that as much as possible. I think you guys are getting the point that everything that Ultra Games has
This is like some CoffeeZilla type stuff right here. You know what I mean? I love watching CoffeeZilla break shit down.
shown and said is complete bullshit and is backed by absolutely nothing. The least we can do is see who is working on this game then. If we click on Meet the Team, here we can find the 4 masterminds behind Paradise and their AI models, I guess? Strange they wouldn't want to show their face on this project, but hey, there's Robert Lee, the one who allegedly sent me the original email. Robert Lee is actually the only person to have actually shown their face during a video introduction
It's a hostage video. It's another hostage video.
to Paradise. However, even with this, I'm inclined to believe that the name Robert Lee is most likely just an alias. But, as you can probably guess, These videos have also been deleted from the Paradise website. If you try to Google Robert Lee Paradise Games, there used to be a site dedicated to him and his contributions, but now all it brings up is a 404 error page. There has been so much deleted from this website, it would take me a year to go through absolutely everything.
I mean, if you want to start a channel, I will watch every single video you put up to break down this. If this goes down the rabbit hole of NetEase, link to the money laundering, link to streamers maybe trying to get money on the back end, I would love it.
So before we move on, let's quickly recap. We have 4 trailers from Paradise that have more red flags than I can personally count, and the Paradise website that has constantly been hiding information from the public for the last month or so. Which then leaves us with the big final question. Who the hell is Ultra Games Limited? Well, here's the thing. Ultra Games Limited, the alleged developers of this game, don't even exist at all. Let me explain.
Flashbang.
When you try Googling
Flashbang,
Paradise Ultra Games, there used to be a page dedicated to telling you all about this company, which has also been completely wiped from the Paradise website. There is no official website for Ultra Games anywhere on the internet, and if you don't believe me, I challenge you to check for yourself and prove me wrong. As of making this video, if you Google Ultra Games, only 3 websites related to this company will pop up, but only one has any relevant information regarding Ultra Games. On this site, they state, Ultra Games Limited has played a significant role in developing iconic projects like Honor of Kings, The King of Fighters World, Justice Online, highlighting its contribution to the industry. For those who aren't aware, Honor of Kings is literally the 4th highest earning mobile game in.
Is he about to say ever? Hold on.
Where Honor of Kings is literally the 4th highest earning mobile game in existence.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Honor of Kings. Chat, has anyone heard of Honor of Kings? I have not. Okay. But then again, I don't play mobile games, but I've heard of Raid Shadow Legends. Okay. I've never heard of Honor of Kings.
Kings is literally the 4th highest earning mobile game in existence with a total revenue.
What in the fuck? Honor of Kings, $961 million. It's ahead of Monopoly Go. It's ahead of Royal Match. I've heard of Monopoly Go. I've heard of Royal Match. I've heard of PUBG Mobile. I've heard of Roblox. I've heard of Candy Crush. Okay, hold on a second.
Highest earning mobile game in existence with a.
I've heard of every single game in front of this except this game. How is that possible?
Total revenue earned of over $12.5 billion.
I'm sorry, did they say 12.5 billion?
Which means if Ultra Games played a hand in this game, it would actually be massive for the game's reputation. But, as most of you can probably guess, however, nowhere on the legal notice of Honor for Kings is Ultra Games even listed one singular time, and can't be found anywhere on.
First of all, I've never even heard of this game. Okay? That is insane. Robert Jones, you've heard of it? That's crazy, though.
The Honor of Kings.
Everyone talks about the other games. I've never heard anyone say, hey, play Honor of Kings? Never. Never.
Site. Also on this page, we found an address to the Ultra Games studio.
Right, Sarge? But consoles are half the market.
And a website for them as well. The website, however, is completely blank. And when you try to visit the address...
This is another fake game, Mo. This is another fake game.
It simply brings you to a massive skyscraper in Hong Kong, with no indication of which company it is owned by, and certainly doesn't look like a game company to me. This company has never made a single game before in their lifetime, and it's far more like...
Oh, yeah, that game is real. King of Honor, or Honors of Kings, is real. Ultra Games saying it's part of that. That's what he's linking it to, right? So they're trying to give themselves validity based off of other people's success. I'm amazed that I've never even heard of that game.
Likely that the company doesn't even legally exist at all. And this actually makes more sense than you might think. Once again, Cyberboy had realized that the emails we received from Ultra Games all have Russian text encoded in the email. This coincides with the fact that after digging in...
Wait a minute. So it's the Chinese company, but now it has Russian text in the background, and it's at...
into the Twitter account of a team member that used to be present on the Paradise website, you can find a very cryptic Russian video promoting an NFT project.
It always comes back to NFTs. It always comes back to NFTs.
A holiday to all the main race of mankind.
And if you want the final nail in the coffin for this company allegedly not existing, right now you can go to the Paradise Epic Games Store, look at the private policy, and it comes up with a solid nothing. So now that I have given you almost every red flag related to the trailers, the website, and the company for Paradise Games, you might be asking yourself how this game is allegedly a scam. Well,
stop. At this point, if you made it this far in the video, which is 14 minutes and 34 seconds, I don't need any more proof that this is a scam. If I don't believe this is not a scam now, then you deserve to get scammed.
They may have already gotten a significant amount of people to buy into their crypto coin.
Oh my God.
That's what investors tend to do. They were pushing their PAR token super hard through their trailer and their website, but now they have seemingly tried to delete every instance of it from anywhere on their sites. My best theory is that this was going to be a pump and dump scam.
100%.
Their goal was most likely to get everyone hyped with their insane trailer, promise that they can make real money using their crypto coin, and then never follow through on any of their promises. By some miracle, if this game does actually release, I urge everyone to stay away from the crypto side of this game. I want to quickly thank...
No. Stay away from this game. Not because of the crypto side of the game. Stay away from this game. If you play this game, you deserve to lose everything that you have. Okay? I mean that. Okay? Do not support shitty people that make stuff like this. Okay? This is a shit company with empty promises trying to get you to get NFT, crypto shit. Okay? Not all crypto's bad, but you see what I'm saying? This is fucking garbage. And you're like, well, I'll just give it a shot. No. Do not do this. Okay? Because this opens up a Pandora's box. If someone goes, well, you see this? It's already out there. How many other games are out there that are scams like this that we don't hear about? Okay? But yet, thank God someone made a video of this and showing all of the information for this. This is insane.
Thank Fluby, Ty, Clean Sanchez, MRV CSL, and Cyberboy for helping me expose this company for what it is. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay safe out there, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
I've never watched a video from this person before. It's Jetro. Okay, I'm gonna put this. It's not in the description yet, but by the end of the stream, I'm gonna go back and put in the description. So all the videos that we're watching today will be in the description down below. I didn't know what I was gonna watch today, so usually I do it ahead of time. But like, holy hell, that is insane. That's insane. All right, what else we got here? We got a short video here. Okay. Dune Awakening, the MMO that saves the genre. Okay. That's another video that we're going to watch. Like, there is a giant rabbit hole that game that he just said. Now, obviously, it's not linked to NetEase. It's not saying NetEase, but they've linked themselves to NetEase. They link themselves to King of Honors. They link themselves to other things. And it makes you wonder, are they just doing it rogue? Or is there some connection in the background, especially since NetEase some employees just potentially got arrested because of money laundering. Arga says the game is going to mine your personal information and all your logins. Probably. Krebsy says, sign me up. How much Bitcoin and Ethereum you need? Play GTA 6 early and I get this, you get to meet Ninja. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Christ. All right, let me bring this up. Let me bring this up. This is a short video. This is like a 5-minute video. This is from Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange has a video here. Don't know what it is. Just says, Dune Awakening, the MMO that saves the genre. Question mark? Question mark?
We're going to welcome my friends and welcome to a new video. So we're going to talk about this new game, Dune Awakening, that is coming out in 2025, and it's a game that is extremely anticipated by the fan base. It's coming out by Funcom. I think, are those guys that actually make the Conan games? That's pretty much popular. So 120,000 followers right now, guys. So wow. So in this video, we check out the trailer, of course, but I give you some information. What's the sentiment around this game right now? What's the discussion about this game right now? So I'm sure you're all looking extremely forward to this title. So
kind of. You've heard what me and Sarge have said about it. I got accepted into the. I haven't played it yet, but you know, I when I do play it, you'll get my honest opinion on it because we will try it out.
Excitement and anticipation. There's a notable level of excitement for Dune Awakening among fans of the Dune universe and MMORPG survival game enthusiasts. The game's promise.
He should be dying right now. Right now, Worm should come up and eat his face. Done.
To offer an immersive experience on Arrakis with detailed RPG systems, complex skill trees, and unique survival mechanics has captured the imagination of many. The recent gameplay reveals and developer insights have further fueled this anticipation, with some users expressing that they've always dreamed of a sci-fi survival game with this depth and thematic.
I think anybody would take a survival game of any IP they like, right? Like, I would take a survival game of Lord of the Rings. I would take a survival game of fucking Star Trek, right? Like, whatever, right? Crash landed on a planet. You're like Captain Kirk in a survival game. Like, I would take anything as long as the IP that I like is doing it.
Richness, skepticism and critique is there also, my friends. So despite the excitement, there's also a segment of the community that expresses skepticism. Concerns include deviation from source material. Some fans are concerned about how closely the game adheres to Frank Herbert's original version,
I don't think
particularly with elements like the inclusion of vehicles and certain combat mechanics which might not align with traditional Dune lore. There's a sense that the game might lean too heavily into popular game mechanics at the expense of authenticity. And then
authenticity, right? Yeah. So it's a little hard to hear him because of his accent, but that's a question, right? Does it ruin the authenticity if they break it too much down away from what the game is or what the lore is compared to gameplay mechanics?
Genre fatigue. There's a general fatigue with the survival MMO genre, so I personally don't play it so much anymore because it takes so much time to play.
As he's saying right now, he doesn't really play survivals much anymore because it takes too much time. As Asmongold was also saying in an earlier video you watched, some of these games take way too much time.
But with those feeling, the market is saturated with games that follow similar gameplay loops. However, Dune Awakening seems to be viewed as having potential to stand out due to its setting and the developer's focus on
the setting, meaning the IP.
unique Dune-specific survival challenges. Appreciation for unique mechanics, the game's take on survival aspects of Arrakis like water conservation, spice addiction, and the environmental threat of sandworms has been appreciated for adding depth to the genre. The gameplay mechanics that reflect these challenges are often cited as particularly interesting or novel. Then community engagement. The developer Funcom appears to be engaging with the community through various means like beta signups, developer presentation, and social media interactions, which has been positively received. This engagement has helped in managing expectations and addressing some concerns directly from the fans. Visual and technical impressions from what has been shown, the visual presentation and the technical ambition of creating a seamless world on Arrakis have been impressive to many, although this...
Can I just say that Microsoft Flight Sim, their copy looks much better and feels much better.
Also sets high expectations for performance and gameplay fluidity. In summary, while there's a significant amount of excitement and positive anticipation for Dune Awakening, there exists a critical undercurrent regarding...
What's 47? Mo, what are you talking about? 47.
Its fidelity to the source material and how it will differentiate itself in a crowded genre.
Unfortunately, I don't think so, Jones. I think it's just an online. But they did say that the PvP doesn't take place until later in the game, like level 50 and above or something like that.
The community seems eager to see how Funcom will balance these aspects in the final product. And that's pretty good, I would say. So I love the graphics. I like Dune lore. I don't think it's the best lore, of course, for making a survival horror, not survival horror, a survival MMO RPG. Since I mean, it's basically always sand and desert and
yes.
So the question is how good is going to be the diversity of the world. So that's, I mean, it's Dune. It's the
they've answered that. They've said that there's changes of the way the sands move and that'll expose certain areas. They did say there's like dungeons and stuff you go into where it's like lush, like jungles or whatnot. So that's where it's taking place and a little different. But for the majority of it, Dune is sand, and that is the selling point and also the deterrent.
The desert planet. So you watch what else you can say. So most probably the gameplay has to be extremely good. Let's put it like this. That this biome suffices. That this is.
He didn't say too much.
But overall, I think this could be a very good and interesting new title.
I don't know if this changes the genre. I'll be honest. I don't know if it changes the genre. Now, we've talked about this on the stream, that it does remind me a lot of Star Wars Galaxies, and maybe the mechanics do bring you in, because if they treat it like Star Wars Galaxies did back in the day with the professions, where like Doctor, Bounty Hunter, and stuff like that back in that game, where not everyone can be everything, sort of like what we talked about for Brighter Shores, it'll be interesting to see how it connects. But again, survival games like this, talk about niche communities, right? A niche market. This might become big off the start, and then it's going to drop off big time because of the setting of it. But we'll see what happens, you know? I don't know. All right, let's go. We did that one. We did that one. How long is this one? 10 minutes. Will it be a single player? Otherwise, who has the time? Exactly. The President 47. If you want to flight physics in an MMO, then you have to have a game that's super optimized. No, I was just saying, Akuta Papa, that the copter is amazing to fly. It's really fun in Flight Sim. That's all I'm saying. Didn't the Dune devs say because of these items they're delaying the Xbox version of Series S? I'm not sure. Artemis. I don't remember reading that myself, but you might be right. All right. So yesterday, Xbox announced their plans of what Xbox is, which I've been saying for years, saying that they want to put it everywhere, and that's their Game Pass is their plan. and they want to put in as many things as possible. I've been saying this for years, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, it's over. It's over." Okay. So we're watching Dreamcast guy because he's always said 1,000 times that it's over. Xbox is done. So we're watching the worst Xbox cringe ever. Let's see what he has to say. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to say that Xbox is over. Microsoft is done. Consoles done forever. Let's see.
Here, and today we're talking about the Xbox because Microsoft just released a big new trailer about the future of Xbox, and
Why is he holding up the controller? I don't really watch Dreamcast guy a lot.
Released a big new trailer about the future of Xbox, and pretty much
I can hear the words coming out of your mouth. Like you said Xbox.
Entire internet is instantly making fun of it, calling it cringe, saying the Xbox is useless, or saying this makes the Xbox actually look pathetic. Those are actual words. I'm going to show it to you.
That's what I'm saying, Artemis. Why? We're talking about Xbox.
Because pretty much everybody is confused about this new push from Microsoft, which is essentially saying
he should change hats. That's what he should do. He should change hats.
Give up
and then point to it. Right? Hi, Dreamcast guy here. We're talking about Xbox.
On Xbox. Give it up. It's dead. The system,
we are 33 seconds in and he's already said it's dead.
Console, the hardware, the pieces, it's all dead. Just buy our games, please, please, please. We don't care. But let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is the new initiative called This is an Xbox. It's a whole trailer, but it's essentially people like play.
You know what I think is funny? This is what I think is the funniest part of the entire thing about Dreamcast guy. He's a person that labeled his channel Dreamcast guy, which is a system that went away like of the dodo, talking shit about another console that he thinks is going to go away of the dodo. Now, the difference between Sega Dreamcast and the Xbox Microsoft is $3 trillion. I'm just saying.
Playing games on a TV or a phone, and they're trying to claim everything's an Xbox if you believe it in your heart. So we have an Xbox console. This is an Xbox. This laptop is an Xbox. This is a cat box. This is a bento box. This is an Xbox on the inside. Now, I
said last night, I think this is finally an actual marketing campaign they should have done years ago, but they've never done it. This is the first time they actually figured out that, hey, maybe we should tell people this is what we're doing.
The reason this is just such a weird initiative is because, honestly, it does weaken the brand. I know a lot of people are instantly saying this. I'm not original for saying this, but a lot of people are saying that, okay, Nintendo doesn't have to pretend that the Nintendo Switch is irrelevant. PlayStation doesn't have to pretend the PlayStation 5 is...
Nobody's pretending. Nobody's pretending. They know exactly... I don't... Do people understand how business works? A question. Just most people couldn't do what Microsoft is doing because they couldn't afford it. If you expand too quickly, you would fail, right? If you owned a business and you wanted to franchise it out, you would collapse. Or if you took orders for a product that you created, but you took too many orders, you would fail because you wouldn't be able to support yourself because of the cost it costs to do that, okay? Microsoft is in a position where they can do this and float themselves for not selling an actual console. And they do that because of the other things they have in Microsoft, okay? So, again, we're not going to have an argument. I'm just going to educate people, okay? If I have a player base of maxed out 200 million people in console, 200 million, that's with an Xbox, with the PlayStation, with a Nintendo Switch, 200 million people buy into the console market. Okay, that's it. That is the saturation point of consoles. And I'm not selling 200 million. Nobody, not Nintendo, not PlayStation, not Xbox. None of them get up to 200 million. The highest is like 122 million. That's the saturation point. Around 150, let's say they can hit it solo. Okay. That's it. That is the max. We just saw in the other video that the other game that's 949 million people playing what was it called? Honors of Kings. Okay. Most of us never even heard of that mobile game. Okay. And yet there's millions of people playing the game and billions of dollars of going into that game for the mobile game. Okay. So Xbox is now taking their game model, and instead of selling it just to their console guys, that was it 32, 38 million, whatever it is, they said, well, now let's open it up to PC. 1.83 billion people have a gaming rig in some way, shape, or form, laptop, whatever, playing games on PC. 3.5 billion people play on mobile devices. Okay. There's people that now have, there's 200 million people that have a Fire Stick. Okay. Like, I don't understand how they don't understand how they're trying to make money. They think they're diluting the brand, but meanwhile, they're expanding the brand to multiple platforms.
Optional, right? They have hardware and software that makes you want to buy their systems. Oh, God. Okay. Let's take a look at this. We've already forgotten what they look like due to the lack of good exclusives coming to the title. The marketing shows weakness. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he admitted to Paris, right? He just does it for the views. That's what he said to Paris, Lily.
Microsoft has really done a number on Xbox. They should have used Xbox everywhere. I think this builds... I know they think this builds the brand, but it kills it. This is an Xbox. God, it's just...
But that would be true. That's an Xbox. That's correct. That's correct. You buy a PlayStation, you could still play Xbox stuff.
It's so ridiculous. If you label everything an Xbox, then this means that technically there's more Xboxes than PlayStation and Nintendo Switches, which means Xbox is in first place.
They're in first place in something, but not in console sales. If that's what you're using as the data point, well, PlayStation has this many consoles and Xbox doesn't. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They just want their games in more places for gamers, non-gamers, casual gamers, hardcore gamers, whatever, to play their games, to make more money.
Microsoft logic. Now, I'm going to show you a ton of tweets because everybody is straight up being like, bro, Xbox fanboys, you backed the wrong horse and wasted your life. Yeah, I'm not going to go quite this far.
It's so over. Xbox fanboys, you backed the wrong horse. But I'm not even going to. This is... My brain's hurting.
But there are a lot of people. Over the course of the last couple of years, this has been incredibly obvious, right? I've been reporting on this for years, and the whole time I've had a lot of Xbox fanboys
still waiting for Xbox to fail,
saying Microsoft's about to make a comeback, a couple more acquisitions, and Xbox will be great. Wait till the Microsoft next buyout of Activision Blizzard. Wait till they buy Square Enix. Once they buy Sega. Guys, at this point, if you're still trying to pretend that Xbox is even going to exist in 5 years, I mean, it's time to give it up, all right? Respect.
He's just talking about the console, right? He understands that Obi-Wan Kenobi got killed and he became more powerful when he wasn't here. You see what I'm saying? The analogy, right? Like, if Obi-Wan Kenobi was the Xbox and it was just him, but when Darth Vader slices him, and then now Obi-Wan Kenobi is everywhere, he is the Force, okay? That's what Xbox has done with their brand. They've got murdered by Darth Vader, which was PlayStation, okay? And now Xbox is now everywhere. Nice analogy? You like that?
Fully, I know we've all had a lot of fun, a lot of silly barbs and stuff like that.
We're still having fun. Still having fun, Dreamcast guy.
Not telling you got to go to Team PlayStation. Obviously, if you already have a big catalog, it's probably time, if you don't already, to build a gaming PC. I mean,
I'm sorry, did he just tell people to build a gaming PC?
Xbox games play better on PC. Xbox games play better on PS5. So, I mean, really, if you're wanting to play Indiana Jones with the best graphics and stuff, probably time to save up for a PS5 Pro. But this is the kind of stuff, this pretty much confirms that Xbox is just a service. It's not a console. It's not a system. It's not.
Yes. I don't understand. They've been saying that for the longest time. For the longest time.
Games, it's a service. It's like you can have a favorite movie, but you don't have a favorite Netflix. I feel like saying Xbox is your favorite console, it is now just, it's a...
Who cares? Who cares if you say Xbox is your favorite console? Hey, what are you playing? I'm playing Starfield. Where are you playing it? Anywhere I want. Anywhere I want.
Subscription service beyond anything else. Good marketing to people doesn't... good marketing to people who don't play on Xbox, but going to anger a lot of the people who feel the console is becoming less...
Okay. Let's take this and break it down for a second. The 38 million people that have an Xbox, physically have an Xbox, 38 million people. 1.83 billion people that don't have an Xbox have a PC. 1.83 billion people. 38 million people that have an Xbox. 1.8 billion. I got to back up. 1.8 billion people that have a PC. The 3.5 billion people that have a mobile device. The 200 million people that have a Fire Stick can all play the game. All their games. On any of those things. Can someone please sell a telegram to him to understand this?
That's important.
They're okay losing this small portion of people if they're so angry about owning an Xbox that they can't. Their limited Halo is going over to another console. When they move over to that console, they can still play Xbox. Do you see? What the hell just happened? They took me down.
Oh my God. Some people are just being like, a lot of people are just talking about how dumb this is. They're done. This is coming from an Xbox supporter since day one. This is beyond embarrassing. It's just so ridiculous to watch Xbox give up. Now, this is one of the biggest Xbox fan accounts, and I actually like...
Akuda Papa says, I was playing it on the Neuralink while I was fucking your mom. Oh, man.
Like this account a lot. I've talked about it in the past. Clio Bryle, he's very good about holding Microsoft's feet to the fire whenever they make big mistakes. He has talked about the fact that he himself has said that it feels like the Xbox brand has been completely watered down. Like if you actually enjoy specifically playing on an Xbox console and have for the last 20 years, I mean, they're kind of slapping you in the face saying, oh, sorry, don't worry about your back catalog, don't care about...
Remember what Asmongold was saying in the very first video about when he's playing a game and he wanted to beat people because it made him feel good, but really it doesn't really mean anything. It's exactly what it is when people love a box and they're like, I want to win. I want to be the winner. Like I banked this box and this box became number one or whatever. But yet they can't see it. They're like, no, we're the winners. Yeah, they've already said that they've lost the console war, right? They've admitted defeat for the console war, and they went, we're going other direction. And yet these people can't. Just think about it. They have no one to fight with anymore. They have to make their own. They have to make their own drama. So now they're raising the price of the Sony console to get closer to PC because, like, we have to reach somebody because we have to compete, right? We have to compete.
About the games you bought, don't care about your...
Even though they're all competing with time. They're all competing about your time and the games that you pay for. Xbox, like, we just don't want to lose money on each of the systems.
Achievements or your ecosystem or your controls. Nope, we're throwing all that in the bin because we want to be Netflix. Yay! And
Netflix, by the way, is the largest streaming service out there with over 200 million subscribers. And they don't make a box. They don't make a box. And Game Pass is on the same trajectory as Netflix was in their trajectory of where they got to all these years later. At the same point at year 6 or 7. They're at the exact same point of what Netflix was.
I did see his reply here, and I got to admit, I think this is super strange. Where's PlayStation and Nintendo? The Xbox ecosystem is not available on Nintendo and PlayStation, but it's part of that, yes. Some selected games are on Nintendo and PlayStation. The Xbox ecosystem, which is Game Pass, Xbox Live, Friends, Social, Play Anywhere, is not and probably never will be. Now,
Never say never. Never say never.
Admit, I think this is a extremely strange framing. The idea that Xbox is just Game Pass. It's not about their legacy. It's no longer about Gears of War or Halo or Forza. Xbox is only Game Pass is I just think that's weird. I'm sure I'm accidentally misconstruing this a bit. I'm sure he's saying that the strength of the Xbox ecosystem is Play Anywhere and cheap games and the long legacy of Xbox Live, but it's crazy to see all the people that follow this account. These are, in my opinion, probably some of the most hardcore Xbox fanboys, respectively. And a lot of them are just talking about the fact that in less than 5 years, they're going full third party. There's not even going to be consoles next generation. I've said this multiple times now, but
there will be a console. It's just not going to be the massive seller.
I truly do not believe there's going to be another Xbox console. There's just not.
And what happens? I got a question. I think if he's so certain there's not going to be an Xbox the next cycle, no physical box in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if it's a streaming box. I don't care if it's a fucking dongle. I want him to be so sure that he would say, if they put out an Xbox the next generation, I will close my YouTube channel. Because he's like, what did he say? What did he say?
Times now, but I truly do not believe there's going to be another Xbox console.
Put it out there. You believe so heartedly that there's not going to be an Xbox console. Just put up your channel. Say that you will shut down your channel if Xbox comes out with the system. If you're so sure.
Just not. Like, we'll get the Xbox handheld, but at this point, if you're...
Oh, okay. So they're not going to make a console, but they're going to make a handheld. Got it.
Looking for something beyond the Xbox.
That's a console, by the way. That's a console.
Series X. I don't think there's going to be one. Look at this. This is a joke. Xbox cloud gaming servers still need to get better performance before they start jumping on the bandwagon. On their way to being full third person, shaking my
full third person. Well, that answers that question.
Head. Guess the console needs and should be the forefront. All else is supplemental. I'm so confused by this because the whole idea of pushing away from consoles, I feel like this is an extremely desperate move. It is a sign of extreme weakness, you know? This just feels like such an obvious signal that they're not selling games. You know, if they were actually selling games, they would not cannibalize their existing market to try and breach a wider base. I feel like this is a pretty clear signal, in my professional opinion.
They're selling games and a service. What fucking planet am I on right now? Like, what fucking planet? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, there's that one, and there's this one. Wait, where is it?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. Like, what in the hell are we talking about?
Opinion that Xbox has completely given up. They're saying, okay, there's not going to be a future system. There won't be other generations. Just please subscribe to our service. Get invested in playing games on the Microsoft.
Not that I want to make this a PlayStation Xbox argument here, but he says that they're not selling games. Meanwhile, Concord didn't sell. No one bought Concord. PlayStation can't get out of their own way because they have Helldivers, and they literally stopped it from happening in 180 countries, right? Because of a PSN network. Okay, they're selling more games. They're putting games out there to make more money, but they're stopping their own product from going to different places. They can't get out of their own way. Why? Like, he's saying that Xbox guys don't buy games, but yet they don't have to because day and date it's on Game Pass, so they're still making money off those people not buying the game. Sony's not selling games with their first-party titles, right? Sure, 5 million, 7 million, but you have 61 million people on your box. You can't sell new boxes. Your price is too high. People don't want to come over to your console. Okay, your number one selling PlayStation of all time is 122 million or 100 whatever, 155 million. That's the ceiling.
Store or on your PC or on Xbox Cloud, please, please, please. This is the only way that Microsoft gaming will continue to exist. To truly understand what an Xbox is, it's equally important to understand what's not an Xbox. I think I hate, like, company marketing. A lot of times marketing jokes are so cringe. I think a lot of the comments here, people are saying about how cringe.
Because they put a cat box in a bento box? Okay.
This is. Just every person. They're fully embracing Play Anywhere thing on Xbox. I like this approach more honestly. Hopefully an official Xbox handheld will happen soon. Would love to get one. The ROG Ally isn't as polished and Steam Deck isn't available in my region officially. Whoever approved this should be fired. Cringe. Here's your Xbox. Literally, every single thing is people talking about how stupid this is. I know I was right. I know, hooray, whatever.
What was he right about? Is he gonna explain himself? What was he right about?
I'm not even looking for like brownie points or thumbs up.
What was he right about?
Or whatever. It's more about the fact that I'm still baffled to see it take place.
You're wearing a hat of a console that doesn't exist anymore.
It is so weird to just see that Xbox is gone as a person that's been playing it since pretty much the...
I mean, I know it's his brand. I'm just saying.
Very start. I had an original Xbox. My buddy ended up buying it for me. He inherited a small chunk of change and he bought me an Xbox. It's still, in my opinion, one of the most mind-blowing gifts I ever got. And all it had was Halo. He bought me Halo, and then later on I got Mech Assault. And then I got stuff like, for some reason, True Crime Streets of LA. We got super obsessed with that. And when I think about playing it, watch...
Is Dreamcast guy, is he the Mike Zero of the video game industry? Like Mike Zero, if you guys don't know Mike Zero, he talks a lot about Star Wars and like rumors and stuff for the film and television stuff. Like he literally just makes up stuff. And it's baffling. Good for him. He's doing the grifting right. Like he makes lots of money off thousands of views on his channel. But Mike Zero is known as the guy who's just none of that stuff is ever true. None of it.
watching the Xbox 360 come out and the Xbox 360 becoming my primary place to play for years and years and years. And then the Xbox One completely nosediving and the death of the Xbox Series X. It's just weird to be here where Xbox...
You could say that again. It is weird to be here.
...is releasing trailers saying the Xbox console is dead. But...
not what it says. That's the way you're interpreting it. But hey, each their own.
What are you going to do? What are your thoughts?
I'm going to play games wherever I want. That's what I'm going to do.
Thoughts on this? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And do you find this as cringe as the rest of the internet does? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like.
Here's the best part. How many of you own multiple copies of Grand Theft Auto? How many of you own multiple copies of Grand Theft Auto from this system to PC? Okay, I'll raise my hand. I have it 3 times. 3 times. Okay. Microsoft, in one swoop, I bought the game, and now I can play it on that system, and this system, and that system, and over here, and over there. They literally just saved me a ton of money because I don't have to buy the game multiple times. Right? Every game that I purchase or rent off of Game Pass, I can now play anywhere. However I see fit. If I want to buy a box, I buy a box. If I don't want to buy a box, right? I'm amazed. We've never ever commented on his stuff. I'm baffled. I'm baffled by it, though. I really am. Truly baffled by. I've seen Oh No, It's Alex talk about him and whatnot. But I'm baffled by, because he talks about him a lot. Like, he talks about him because he says the same thing all the time. Xbox is dead. And then in February it was dead, and then in May it was dead, and July it was dead, and dead. It's always dead. Right? And there's just I just don't get it. I don't understand. But hey, whatever. Let's see. I got one more video. At least right now. Right? You guys like it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We only stream on Fridays. We have member chat only on Fridays. We're testing stuff out. We might just do a member stream on a Friday one time. But the next video we're going to watch is from Force Gaming. We like watching Force Gaming. He has a video on Soul Frame. He says, I finally played Soul Frame. So he gets a lot of hands-on stuff. He gets to talk about it. We get his opinion and whatnot. We watched what's it called? Arc Raiders yesterday from him. We watched, Wayfinder. Dune Awakening. We watch all his stuff all the time. We like him. Okay. Because he just gives info. And we need more info, right? So again, all of these videos that I'm watching this morning will be in the description down below after the show. I'm going to post those in there. So make sure you go check out these videos. Give them a like over there. So because you watched it here, go over there. Just give it a like so it gives it in the algorithm and whatnot. Of course, all of these people are much, much, much bigger than me. So let's see. Kraken says, I literally lost brain cells watching this guy. I'm sorry if I don't know if you talk about you lost brain cells because of watching me or because I was watching a Dreamcast guy, but I do believe I'm a little bit stupider right now after watching that. Stealth says, you watching the big fight tonight? I don't even know what time it's on. And tonight I'm on a podcast at 10 o'clock tonight on Todd the Gator's podcast called Guardian Down Podcast. The link I will also post in the tweet that I send out later tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, well, maybe I'll watch it. We don't stream at night, but we are doing a podcast tonight at 10 o'clock. All right, so let's watch this.
Today we're going to be taking, I don't know why it's so
Oh, it's on
funny. Today we're
Netflix?
going to be taking a look at Soulframe. I've been playing the game recently and can now finally talk about it. Last week they lifted the NDA for Preludes, which is what they are calling their ongoing pre-alpha testing. I spent the past few days playing the game, checking out the latest build, which is clearly a work in progress. In fact, I wouldn't even call this much of a game at the moment. Rather, they have laid the foundation with some of the major systems and features and are letting us play around with that core loop, but it definitely does not feel anywhere remotely close to a complete video game. Clearly still has a way to go, but of course it does. It's pre-alpha after all. But nevertheless, I played it, I can talk about it, recorded a bunch of footage. So let's dive into it. What is Soulframe and what do I think of it so far? So this is a third-person fantasy action combat game. You're going to go around fighting enemies, completing events, solving puzzles, and collecting loot.
I'm already interested in this because of Warframe, and I do like the melee combat of this instead of the actual shooting mechanics in Warframe and whatnot.
It blends the progression systems of traditional RPGs with skill trees, stats, and stuff like that, with a heavy touch of Warframe as well with its crafting and building systems. And all of this is set in a world where nature has been corrupted by this evil force whom we are here to fight back. The game is divided into two primary sections, let's call them. There is the top level, which is an open world made up of static points of interest, and then there is what's called the Undercity, which are these ever-changing subterranean procedural dungeons. Now, pretty much straight over.
Robert Jones says they shut down Wayfinder to fix this. Well, they didn't shut it down. They stopped supporting it, and then Wayfinder picked it up and then made a better game. They fixed their game from a live service game that people probably wouldn't have played to more people buying the game and supporting them and be able to support their game with the single player aspect of it now.
Away after a brief tutorial.
This is also Digital Extremes also dropped Transformers Reactivate to also work on this game as well, right? They were spreading themselves too thin. So Transformers Reactivate, they were working in cooperation with, I forget what the other company was called, Splash Damage and Bulkhead now, but I forget what the other company was. It was Digital Extreme and something else working on Transformers. Before it was Transformers Reactivate, it was Transformers something, but they were spreading themselves too thin.
The game has you bouncing between these two areas. You'll spend some time moving around the open world, visiting the points of interest, fighting the groups of enemies, collecting loot, and doing some objectives, after which you'll be directed to one of several underground dungeons. You'll move through those various hallways and rooms, clearing the enemy.
Yeah, Transformers Deactivate. Yeah, that's it.
He's there, solving the occasional puzzle and collecting loot, and then eventually you'll find your way to the exit, emerging back into the open world.
To answer your question, Stealth, supposedly it's still going. Supposedly, we're going to hear something in early 2025 because it was on the roadmap that they sent, and everything on that roadmap so far has appeared. There's literally another mobile Transformers mobile game coming out, I believe, in the beginning of February or March, and then sometime after Transformers Reactivate is supposed to be announced. We might see something at the Video Game Awards show, but what the fuck? It's been, 2 years since the last time they said anything? Certain Infinity. Thank you very much, Krebsy, for that.
Rinse and repeat. You're going to do this over and over and over again, with your primary motivation being power progression. You are doing these aforementioned activities that will be granting you experience, leveling up your character, progressing your class, leveling your weapons, while also accumulating the resources and currency needed to craft new weapons and armor. The combat system here is action, and as you can clearly see, there's a heavy emphasis on melee, but the game
Transformers Reactivate
does also include ranged attacks,
still activated.
Spells. So
still
you've got basic
activated.
light and heavy attacks with some short combo chains that you can do. There is a dodge and a parry with perfect timing options and counter attacks to follow. You can even throw your weapon and then God of War style recall it back to your hands. Or if you want, after tossing it out, you're free to go fisticuffs for a little bit, which can be kind of funny. I will add as well that the weapon throw feels really good. I ended up using it pretty heavily while playing the game. There are some contextual attacks in here as well. For example, you can backstab when behind an enemy. You have a lunging attack that you can do following a dash, and there's even a falling heavy attack variation.
Is this supposed to be free to play, like Warframe?
which sort of does a slam, but doesn't really slam. It's still some missing animations in here, I believe. And then finally, you've got your spells and abilities. So there are multiple classes in the game. They're actually referred to as packs. You select a pack that you want to play, and that basically determines your playstyle, your class. Every one of these packs come with 3 default abilities. Now, eventually, there are going to be tons of packs, probably similar to Warframe, but right now there are just a handful. Now, the abilities for the class that I played, which was the Ode Tempest pack, include Sizemore, which is this fiery bowling ball that will damage and push back enemies in a line. Then there was Astra Sphere, which places a sphere on the ground that deals electrical damage within a radius. And then Atmos Sphere, which is a defensive ability that absorbs incoming attacks. Now, not surprisingly, melee combat in this game feels a heck of a lot like it does in Warframe.
That doesn't feel too good. I'll be honest. I don't do much melee inside of Warframe because it does feel kind of too arcadey, and that's why I stick with the guns.
Very, very similar. Maybe it has a little more impact to it, a little more oomph, but not a ton, frankly. In fact, the whole thing still feels...
That might be a non-selling point for me. Like, I might not play it because if it feels too much like Warframe with the melee, it doesn't feel like... You know what melee I like? I mean, I don't play the game because it's PvP. Is For Honor. For Honor's melee combat feels really good, right? It's very satisfying. Even Chivalry feels good, right? It got some, even the Towerborn game we play, when you're doing like the mallet and stuff like that, it feels different when you're doing some melee different activities. If this feels like Warframe, it feels like there's no weight. It's just like you're just hacking and slashing type of stuff.
Feels rather stiff all around, and enemies could use a bit more hit react for sure. I mean, half the time it feels like I'm swinging my weapon at the air, because even if it connects, the enemy barely responds.
No, I never played the Mountain Blade series. Akuta Papa.
To being struck. It does not feel very good. I would say that the combat feeling rather lacking is one of my biggest early points of feedback. This is something that I really...
Look, if the game takes place and it's a melee game and your melee doesn't feel good, that's a killer. Okay? If I'm playing a melee game and your melee doesn't feel good, it feels very light and very like no weight behind it, then what's the point? What's the point?
Really want them to continue to focus on. I am hoping and assuming that they will continue to work on this going forward, because after all, it is still just pre-alpha, and yeah, combat needs quite a bit more love in my opinion.
That's 99.9% of the game.
The enemies that you're going to be fighting against consist of a mix of basic ranged and melee options. There's melee, including these basic runts that wield a variety of close-ranged weapons. And then there are ranged variants using things like bows. You even got some magic casters in here as well. There are these enemy dogs, although you don't actually kill these ones. Rather, they run away when you remove their head covering, which is a nice little touch, because the whole game is kind of like you're friends with the animals. You're trying to restore nature and bring a balance and everything. So we're not killing the dogs, we're killing the evil things corrupting and capturing the dogs. There's also various, I guess I'll call them elites. These are larger enemies. Oftentimes they'll be wielding a big two-handed weapon or a one-handed and shield, and they get their own special health bar that appears at the top of the screen whenever you're near one of them. There's also a couple, I think 1 or 2 bosses that are tied to the main story quest, but
why so many lens flares
pretty quickly. So you're fighting these enemies in
the
previously
maybe J.J. Abrams helped
mentioned like 2 main sections of the game, the open world and the dungeons. So the upper level of what is the open world currently consists of a small portion. It's about like a fifth of this island that they're building out. And the whole thing is rather hilly. It's got patches of wooded areas. There are lakes and rivers. There are some caves and other natural terrain in the environment, all of which is also then punctuated by multiple points of interest.
You know, I've noticed he's throwing a lot of shit. He's throwing a lot of shit. And that tells me that the melee is not good.
These include towns and villages, castles and towers, and many of these tiny little enemy camps with these little huts all throughout. Sometimes they're around a campfire or around one of these oil wells called moaners. But yeah, you got enemy camps scattered all throughout, and then these major points of interest. Now, while you are in the open world, you're certainly free to just roam around doing whatever you want. You'll kill the enemies that you see. You'll break open crates and barrels to get some money. You'll open chests for loot and resources. You might rescue some captured endangered animals, and collect a handful of what are harvestable resources found in the environment. At the same time, though, you will be constantly receiving these patrol quests. I don't actually know what they're technically called. At one point, I see them referred to as...
How about we call them patrol quests?
These sparrow tails, but whatever they're called, these quests are asking you to complete one of many different objectives for reward, and these include some basic tasks like clearing a camp of enemies, destroying those oil drilling or spawning moaners, slaying some sort of a roaming mini-boss, or intercepting a patrol of enemies. And then there's also more elaborate ones like the Hark the Collector quest, where this spaceship actually descends from the sky, bringing with it a lightning storm.
Does this take place in the same universe as like Warframe? You know what I mean? Like in a different universe, like a different galaxy or whatever?
Going to that location will then start a chain of events. First, you fight off a couple of waves of enemies that are summoned in, and then it culminates with a boss fight against Nimrod, the electric-infused boss that we saw in previews. This is the most elaborate of these events that I've seen in my time with the game so far, and I hope that there are more of them that they add in the future, because this is actually quite interesting. Now, many of these patrols will have you doing stuff in that open world area, but then oftentimes they will also bring you into the dungeons. Dungeons in Soulframe function a lot like they do in their Warframe equivalent. The different dungeons will consist of a set of potential building blocks, and then those blocks are procedurally placed together so that no two runs are exactly alike. Now, these building blocks range from consisting of small connecting hallways and corridors to massively large open spaces, some with a ton of verticality, and then everything in between. Now, one of the interesting things that I've noticed here is that many of these building block rooms, especially the larger ones, will actually have several potential entrance and exit points, so that on any given run you might find a...
That's just Warframe though, right? The potential of the procedurally generated area, so it feels different every time you go in.
Another area that's open to explore that was closed off previously at several different branching parts of a single room. It's not just like there are rooms with one entrance and one exit, and then it's connected to a hallway, and then another room with one entrance and one exit. A lot of these rooms will have several potential entrance and exit points, and the way they combine these and put these together, I think they do a really good job of it. And as I mentioned, some of these rooms can be quite vertical. There are many of them that have like...
According to Google, it's a mirrored universe of Warframe. Okay.
Multiple levels and layers that extend up quite high and low. Each of those levels within those individual rooms, again, can also have their own potential connecting paths on them as well. Now, after a couple of days, I've definitely started to get to know the rooms. I'll know sort of where some of the hidden chests might be found, some of the potential entrances and exit points, the event locations, etc. But I will say that this is one of the better implementations of a procedural dungeon layout that I've seen in a game that uses...
People will figure out that if you came through door A, this is where the chests will be. Come through door B, this is where the chests will be, right? That'll happen in, like, within the first week.
This kind of a system. There's already quite a lot of depth and variety in here, and I presume that's just going to get even better with time. Yeah, they've just done a pretty good job here with how they've implemented procedural dungeons. So you can go into these dungeons on your own accord. Once you've found the entrance, you're free to keep running it over and over again, going through, leaving, and then going back in. If you want, you can do that. But as mentioned, other times you're going to have one of those sparrow quests that direct you to a specific dungeon, and then once inside, you're going to have some similar objective, either to complete a task or to kill some group or combination of enemies. Then there's also, in these dungeons in particular, quite a lot of puzzles and secrets and hidden areas.
Is there someone going to tell me how to do the puzzles? God, I hope so. God, I hope there's someone that's talking in my head and says, hey, look at the ceiling. Hey, shoot the thing on the side of the door. No, I'm being facetious. I don't want anyone speaking of any kind of thing. Let me figure out puzzles.
Now, I've mostly found the puzzles in the dungeons, although some of them have been in the open world. You've got things like push and pull puzzles, where you're going to move one piece and then multiple other pieces move at the same time. You need to figure out the proper order so that they all line up in a proper combination. Or there's sunlight redirecting puzzles, where you follow a light beam from the ceiling and then have to move or break objects that are in the beam's path to connect it, reflecting off of a set of mirrors. There are hidden levers that once found will
I'll be here to help you. Hey, listen. Hey, listen, I was like, when I watched someone play those games, and I was just like, why don't they shut up?
Lift debris or raise platforms. There are statues that are fallen over. You need to knock them back into place. You have to destroy the oil well things called moaners, which will clear corruption. And in all of these instances that I just mentioned, solving the puzzle will grant access to a hidden treasure room. Sometimes these will be full of multiple loot chests, and loot chests are like the main thing you're going after. Because
here's my problem with stuff like this, right? Now, when you first start playing a game and you figure out the puzzles, you're like, oh, cool. What am I going to get? And you get it, and you get the gear, and you're like, oh, that's cool, right? But then you're like hour 10. You start going to the dungeons. You start doing the thing. You're like, oh, I got one of those things again. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So then you just stop doing it because there's no point of doing it. Unless there's like materials only, which he might be saying right now. Materials in the chest, right? But gear-wise, right? Be like, it's nothing really. Like, if there's like a 1/1000th of a chance of to get a special gear out of the thing, people are going to be like, I don't give a shit.
Sometimes these will be full of multiple loot chests, and loot chests are like the main thing you're going after because it's tied directly into your progression of crafting. And then there's other sort of secrets and events. Like I found in one dungeon a statue event where I interacted with these deer statues. It lowered, and then there was just continuous waves of enemies spawning in. In one area, I found this large container that was holding some water, and interacting with that pool revealed some area of the island where I'm assuming there's a secret if I happen to find it. And then also in a lot of the dungeons, you're gonna hear this sort of whispering at certain points, and if you hear that kind of a whispery chattering in the background, if you pull up your pact ability, it then reveals this fire spirit that you can sort of suck his soul in, and it gives you access temporarily to this super powerful fire imbued sword that you can use. Looks like they're also gonna have a variety of mini games. The one that I've seen so far, I found at Avocot, that little sproutling creature, and he had this game called Regatta. So you have to move your 4 pieces from one end of a game board all the way to the other end. You flip a pile of coins, and then you get to move a piece 1 space for every number of those coins that are face up. If you land on an opponent's piece, it will reset them back to 0, and vice versa if your piece gets landed on. And then the first player to get all 4 pieces to the finish line wins. It's just a little mini game, but it's a nice touch for sure, right? There are 4 main NPCs in the game currently. These are referred to as the Ancestors. There's Orlick, who is like a historian. He will track and catalog things you've unlocked, including locations, other ancestors, quests, and notes. Then there is the Blacksmith, where you go to craft new weapons and armor. There is Vermina, who is all about cosmetics. You can change the color dyes of your armor here. And then there is Fen Jotar, and he is like the moat master. He's that fire guy that you find in dungeons. In your camp, he lets you place moats, which are enhancements into your weapons and pact. So you're going to actually find and rescue each one of these ancestors out in the world. The first one that you do, the historian Orlick, is part of the early portion of the main story quest line. The other ones you have to find on your own accord. Mostly though, it's just completing a short quest that typically has you returning some personal item to their spirit that then unlocks them for you to use back at your home base. And really this whole system and how they introduce you to the NPCs is actually really neat. Also, love the NPCs, lots of personality and great voice acting here. This was something I was really impressed with. Now in terms of progression in the game, there's a few parts. So there are the weapons that you use, those can be leveled up, getting stronger as they go. And then there are also weapon skill trees called the combat arts. So for every class of weapon, for example, sword and shield, or pole arms, or long swords, or short swords, every class will have its own progression skill tree. There are also passive stats called virtues for your character, and these include enhancing your courage, your spirit, and your grace. Then there is the classes or the packs. Those come with 3 abilities that you unlock as you level the pact. But then also as you level, there is a skill tree with further enhancements within it. And then finally, there is the crafting system. The game has multiple pieces of armor and weapons for you to craft. So first what happens is you have to discover the fragments for a piece of gear. This is for both weapons and armor. Once you have all of the fragments, you then just need some resources, materials, and gold, and
which are going to be super hard to find, so that'll be the grind
in order to craft it. So the materials and gold are found simply by playing the game, although it seems like the most valuable source seems to be from opening loot chest and from completing those patrol quests. Once you have all of the required items, you can then craft the weapon and armor.
I swear to God, if they do like the timer like they do in Warframe, which they probably will, That's gonna be a hard sell for me as well.
You do this at the blacksmith in your base, and it's basically exactly like Warframe. You take all the materials, you put them together, and then you have a build timer. This seems to range.
Here's the thing that I don't like about timers like this in games. Okay, if I have to level up, that's time, right? If I have to go find the pieces of gear, that's fine. That's the time. I'm already putting the time into the thing to get the reward. But no, they say, no, you have to now take all that time to get the thing, and you can't get it yet. You got to now put it in the baking oven, and the oven has to go for 16 hours or 24 hours. And that's where I'm just like, I'm good.
Range anywhere from 2 to 10 hours in most cases, but there was one piece of gear that I have that takes up to 24 hours of.
I know. Just log out, come back 2 days from now, and then pick up your gear.
Crafting time, and this is real world crafting time, by the way. So if you start a 24-hour build, return the next day at the same time, that's when it's going to be available. Now, like in Warframe, this will no doubt be one of the main ways they are monetizing the game.
Of course.
It's going to be free to play. They're going to give you ways to pay to skip these timers. There will also be means in the game to skip those timers. It's just depending on how you approach it. And really,
why I stopped playing The First Descendant. This is why I stopped playing Warframe. This is why I stopped playing. Like, I think the gameplay is fun. I like the gameplay in Warframe. I like the play game in The First Descendant. I know this is what Transformers is going to be. I know. My gut tells me that's what Transformers is going to be, and I'll play it for a bit, but it's never going to be my Destiny game. I know that for a fact. I know Transformers is going to come out. It's never going to be the Destiny game where I'm playing and playing and playing. It's going to be like 1,000 hours. I'm going to enjoy it because it's Transformers, but I'm not going to be doing it like a job.
Depending on who you ask, Warframe either has some of the best or worst free-to-play monetization in this genre. So it's a matter of perspective, right? Whether it's a good or a bad system. But yeah, that's what they're going with. Crafting with long build timers and lots of components for you.
The time of getting the stuff should be the time
to collect. All right, so currently, the gameplay loop of playing Soulframe, it basically looks like this. You start with the basic tutorial, and then there's a chain of...
That would suck even more, Krebsy. Krebsy says, this item takes 24 hours to craft. Imagine if it had a 30% chance of completing, but you needed to wait 24 hours. Oh, my God, dude. That would be horrendous.
Like a handful of main story quests. This is how they introduce you to the open world, the dungeons, and to unlocking the ancestors. Now, once you finish that chain, which doesn't take very long, I want to say it was like at most like 2 hours or so. At that point, what you're going to be doing is wandering around the open world. You'll kill the enemies you see, you'll collect loot and open chest. You're going to get a patrol quest that pops up, one of those sparrow quests. You follow the bird to the location, you complete the objective that it asks, and then once that's done, you get your reward. You move around for a bit more, doing some killing and looting, and then within like 1 or 2 minutes, a new patrol quest pops up again. Rinse and repeat. Now this has you going either through the open world or into the dungeons. Wherever you are, your primary thing is you're looking for loot, you want currency, you want resources. That's going to give you what you need to engage with the crowd.
This is exactly what we're talking about in the very first video we watched was Asmongold. Okay. If I'm going to choose a game like this, it's going to be one game that I'm going to like. I can't play this game and 10 other games like this game. You see what I'm saying? So for me, if Transformers Reactivate came out at the same time, and there's Destiny and The First Descendant and Warframe and Soulframe and Transformers Reactivate, I would only pick one of those games, and for me it would be Transformers Reactivate. But I'm not going to be playing 7 games that do the exact same thing. What's going on, Eclipse?
Crafting to get access to new weapons, to new pieces of gear. Although right now I should note, I don't think the gear has any stats, or if it does, it's not surfaced to you. All the gear just looks visually different and comes with some flavor text, but I've not seen anything about enhancing my character or set bonuses or anything like that. Maybe it changes in the future, but for the current build, that's how it is. So you're doing that entire gameplay loop. You're looking for the currency and the resources. You're doing the crafting to try new weapons, to get different looking gear. And then also while you're doing that, in the process, you're going to be leveling up the various progression routes, leveling up your weapon, leveling up your pact or class, and leveling up your character to enhance the stats. Then also in the ones that have them, progressing through these skill trees, unlocking nodes when available. And that is the game as of currently. Let's move into the pros and cons, what I like and what needs improvement. Things I like: the world and the concept. I love the setting. I love the nature-y vibes that they're going with, where we're rescuing animals. We're not killing the dogs, but we're setting them free. We're fighting back this evil force. The setting, the look of everything is really great.
The combat looks off to me.
Speaking of which, visually, the lighting, the environments, the effects, I think all of this looks fantastic as well. I really like all of the puzzles and the hidden areas, the secret rooms, and how they're trying to keep things a little bit mysterious. I think the spell system is neat, and I'm excited to see how much variety they have with packs in this game. If it's anything like Warframe, we should expect quite a lot.
I'll wait till he's done. I'll wait till he's
done. The NPCs, the ancestors, I love these as well. Lots of character, great voice acting. I'd say my favorites so far are definitely Verminia, the blacksmith, as well as the little sprout creature. They're just all really well done. Lots of character, lots of personality here. And then again, it's got that progression.
Petting a dog's stomach, a big giant wolf. I'm back in, guys. I'm back in.
System with those heavy Warframe roots, which, you know, you either love it or you hate it, depending on who you ask. Now, as for points of feedback, as mentioned, the combat, it just still needs quite a bit of work. It feels very floaty, really lacks impact. Enemies barely.
That's the biggest selling point to me would be the combat, and the combat's not there, so I wouldn't play it because I don't like the melee. I don't like the melee inside of Warframe.
React to being struck half the time. Don't love that. They need to keep making this better. Also, in terms of combat, it is just incredibly easy, like face roll difficulty. If you've been watching the footage, you might have caught wind of that. There's almost zero challenge in this game. I think over the course of playing for 3 days, I might have died 2 times, most, maybe even only 1 time. Like, there's just no challenge whatsoever, and I hope that's something that they add.
Well, no, they don't want challenge because if it's too hard, then the masses won't try it. They have to make it. And again, this goes back into the massive brand where they have to make it to the broader audience to make it easier for people. Because if it's too hard, then people will stop playing. And if people stop playing, then there's less people trying to pay for money, right? They have to put it out to the biggest audience possible so they can try to get the biggest percentages possible
in the future. Speaking of adding more content across the board, both in the amount of content, like the amount of explorable space and the number of dungeons, but also in the variety of content. I'd love to see a lot more variety. Again, pre-alpha, all of this is expected to be coming, but I'm just nevertheless giving my current points of feedback. Would also love to see some more movement options. Right now, you're just running. I'm not talking about like going to Warframe levels of like sliding at full speed, double jumping, twirling through the air, time slowing, moving. Like, no, just some more movement with things like mantling, because right now you can't even lift yourself up over anything that's like above waist height. You're gonna have to walk around in most cases. So even something just like being able to mantle your character, being able to pull yourself up onto
I'm assuming the way it is right now is because every little bit and piece of the game is to keep you in there longer, right? Is to keep you there longer. They don't want you to mantle something because you got to walk around. If you walk around, you're there for 3 more seconds, or you're there for 10 more seconds. You know what I mean?
Ledges would be really, really nice. Just some more options here. There is very little in the game at the moment, and I pretty much exhausted the Soul Frames content after just a few days. Now, I could keep on grinding in order to unlock some more armor and weapons, but there's really not much reason to do so. I've maxed out my character.
Now, I understand he's in an alpha. But what he just said, there's really not much reason to continue raising up. And that's the thing for me. It's like, what then? What then? Right?
I've maxed out my pact. I've maxed out the weapons that I'm using, and there doesn't appear to be any difficult or like pinnacle content for me to work towards. I may have missed something, I don't know, but more so really is the fact that because the game is so early on, I'm really not interested in burning myself out on such a content incomplete version of the game. I do quite like what I played.
Like people did for Outriders, right? People burnt themselves out grinding the boss in the beta.
It still definitely has a ways to go. We need more overworld. We need more open world variety. We need more space to explore, some more dungeons, of course, more content variety in general, and really, really, really want more difficulty here. All of that is absolutely needed. But as a baseline, I did like what I've played. So it still definitely has a ways to go before it feels like a fleshed out video game, but the core foundation, the systems and features, and the basic loop that they've introduced here and that I got to play in Prelude, I think it's pretty good. I want them to finish up combat. I want them to do all the things that I recommended, but as a foundation, I'm hopeful. I am really hopeful for Soulframe's future. That does it for our look at Soulframe Preludes, this pre-alpha version of the game. Again, nice foundation, needs a lot more work, but I think they're moving in a good direction. Make combat better, please. Number one priority. That's it for today, though. Thank you as always for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll keep you up to date in the future once any major updates and improvements come to the game, but that's it for today. Thanks as always. See you all next time.
All right. So my problem with games like this is the timer stuff, right? It's baked into the game, so that's why it is what it is, right? Where I wish I could just buy the game and just play the game as it is. I would only play this game if they have a campaign and play through the story like Warframe did. Like, I like playing Warframe before it was before I played it like Destiny, right? Just playing through the story mode was good enough for me. I could see myself playing this and going through the story, but I wouldn't play it as a looter shooter or a looter slasher to level up the characters and whatnot, because it's like, why? So I get to level 40, and then down the line you add a new thing that goes to 50, and then I come back and I have to grind to get to 50 and then do the boss. And why? You know what I mean? To me, it's not about the gear at that point. To me, it's about playing the game, playing through the story, putting the story down, coming back when a new chapter comes in or whatnot. I don't care about leveling it up. I don't want to put in 36 hours. So think about that. Play 36 hours, get to a certain point, then you get a piece of gear that you have to wait 24 hours to bake. Like, nah, I'm good. The combat did look like the worst part in a melee game, which is not very good. Right? Look, like I said, free-to-play game. We'll try it when it comes out. I'll give you my impressions when I play it. But as of right now, it doesn't look appealing to me because of the melee. If it's a game that's 99.9% melee, and yet in his footage, he was mostly throwing stuff or using electricity or using something that's far away in a melee game, that's not a good sign. But, so there's another video that we watch. So if you like the videos that we watched today, all these videos will be in the description down below after the fact. Actually, you know what? We could do that right now. Let's do that right now. Let's put them all in. Let me put those in. As we sit here and chat. Got Force Gaming. There's one. Close that down now. And we watch Dreamcast Guy. Regardless if I agree or disagree with people, we watch their stuff, so we got to give them Cast Guy 240,000 subscribers. Amazing. Asthma Gold. $3 million. $3 million. What else we got? Got the Dune Awakening one. it Mr. Orange? Oh, I spelled it. No space. There he is. And then we had the scam one. That one's crazy. That one was absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, Dolphin. It's crazy. I look at stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, what in the hell? Obviously, they make good content. That's why people watch their stuff, right? And he's been around for years and years and years. He makes it fun, even though people hate to watch him or whatever. Obviously, he's doing something right because they watch it, right? The video that we watched, okay? The video that we watched has 830. No, I'm sorry. Has 509,000 views. 509,000 views. I'm sorry. I just updated it. It's got 574,000 views. Right? 547,000 views. That scam one we watched, 399,000 views. Soul Frame one, almost 70,000 views. Once you get in that algorithm and people watch you, man. Hell, there was a video that I watched a couple days ago that Asmongold was responding to a person that had 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers. That person, because Asmongold watched his stream or watched his video, has like 7,000 or 8,000 subscribers. Now, how you want to look at that as, well, that's great for the person that got that video, okay? Because he went from 500 subscribers to now he's partnered, right? Because he got over 1,000 he got 1,000 subscribers, right? And he's got he probably hit the 4,000 hours watched or whatever, right? So now that probably changed his thing. But now what's going to happen is when he comes out with videos, he's got 8,000 subscribers and he doesn't get the views. So which now hurts the channel. Right? So we are very consistent. Right? I'm a small content creator, but if I look at my stuff, let me bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up on switch account. Let me look at my. When did he make? When did Dreamcast guy make that video?
Hey there, gamers.
One day. He's got 200, how many? 240,000 subscribers. He's got 18,000 views. Okay? There's a lot of people that are not watching, his stuff. Like, you get a percentage. Right? We only have 2,480 people, and all my videos get around 240 live by the end of the stream, right? About 240, 230. Yeah, so each of my videos, about 200, 220, 240, 280. And then after the fact, they'll go up to about 300, 360, maybe 400. So that's a good percentage but we're consistent, right? We're consistent on the stuff. And there's always at least one of you out there that are watching right now that you literally dislike every single thing I do, and yet you still come back and watch it, which is just fucking hilarious, by the way. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate the interaction. Those people are, I guess, hate watching? I'm not sure. Did you all watch the live service video? Everything said, I agree. Yeah, we watched it at the very, very beginning. Talk about the one where all the things are the same. Yeah, if you look at some of the videos or live videos that we get a dislike, if you see a percent, well, you actually don't see the percentage. Yeah, I get one. Because you guys don't see dislikes. If you have the what's it called? The plugin, you can see it. But I get 1 or 2 dislikes from people, which always makes me laugh. I mean, you're allowed to do what you want to do. It doesn't hurt my feelings. At least that person hits the button. Right? At least that person hits the button. Krebsy said that earlier. If you hate a creator and you still watch them, you are retarded. No, it doesn't tell you who. It doesn't tell you who. Like the Star Wars Battlefront stream that we did the other day, someone hated it. Why come in? On the title, it says Star Wars Battlefront 2. Everyone's like, just gonna hit that. Okay. I totally understand the live shows where, like, maybe I bring up a topic that you don't like. And you're like, he's talking about this again. Right? Just like, okay, cool. This guy's having fun playing a video game. It's that SpongeBob. Oh boy, this guy stinks. It could be. It could be a Kuda Papa. I don't believe there's a roguelike Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game in Fortnite. Fortnite taking over the world. Oh, did they put it in there? What is the name of it? Because I turned it on this morning, and I was trying to find a good one to play, but I didn't know which one. I went into like 3 different worlds, and I was just like, I don't want to play this one. We were gonna play that this morning, but then I was just like, I don't want to sit on air. It's just a map code. All right, well, what do you have the map code? What's the map code? I'm logging in right now. Because I wanted to play like a side scroller Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but I can't find it in the goddamn like menu system. That's one of the worst things I hate about Fortnite. It's like a Netflix of Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? You got Prop Hump Ninja Turtles. You got Bed Wars. You got Red vs. Blue. You got... There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mythic fun game. I don't know. Free-for-all Frenzy. Town Royale. What's this one? Latest crossover Ninja Turtles. Players can now experience a gritty adventure of navigating the sewers for the first time. Explore the underground, filled with danger, face fierce enemies, take on monstrous threats, jump, dodge, use the ninjas, team up with turtles, unleash the epic moves, and a piece in the back of the city. Here, I'll bring it up real fast. Let me know if this is. Where is it? Is this the one? Yeah, exactly right, Dolphin. I hate menu systems like that. Game Pass does it. It's like it keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's like, I don't know how they can fix it, but they gotta fix it. There's just too many fucking things to scroll through. Different code than the one I gave you. Okay, hold on. Let me look up what you gave me. Oh, did you not send it? Okay, hold on. Papa's got one. I'm gonna get you guys the we're not leaving yet, but I want to make sure that you guys have the thing tonight. I'm gonna put this in the chat. That tonight is where I'm gonna be on a podcast. So that in channel right there. Click on that, save it. That's the channel we're going to be on. Where do I put the code in? Is this it right here? Custom matchmaking key. Force matchmaking service to only matchmake against you and others. The same key? No. Very left, there's a search. Got it. Okay. And 86. Oh, do I have to put the dash? Do I gotta put the dash, or do they automatically put the dash? Like when I submit it? No? Okay. What's the pot about? He's been doing the show for many years. It was a Destiny podcast. It's just called Guardian Down. It's just different topics, and we talk about stuff. It's like a round table type of thing. I've done it like 4 times over the last 4 or 5 years. 3 years? 4 years? Here, we'll play. We'll stand up and play for a little bit just to see what this is. I appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out with us today, the members. I know there's non-members watching. but I appreciate you, all the new members that came out today, or redid your members. Roguelike Teenage Mutant Turtles Dimension. I don't know if I can play a game standing up. I've never really tried. Oh shit. Look at this. Oh, we got to pick. Find Shredder, defeat him. Use a teleporter to fight. Buy upgrades to complete your lair.
Cowabunga!
Fight to earn coins, take on quests, buy items. Traveling to rooftop. Whoa. Bro! I'm Leonardo, but I'm Donatello. We got the song and everything. Do I go back in? What do I do? I can't get in. What happens here? Okay. There we go. How is this in Fortnite? They have the licensing, that's why. And they announced it like 2 months ago that people can come in and create boards and stuff for them. We talked about this. I said this is gonna be fantastic. They're gonna make Teenage Mutant Turtles like Turtles in Time inside this fucking game. Oh wait, I can level up my season pass within here? This is interesting. This is interesting. Yeah, we talked about this a couple months ago. I was like, man, I can't wait. Yeah, this is in Fortnite. This is Fortnite. This is not a separate Teenage Mutant Turtle game. This is in Fortnite. This is what I'm talking about, right? We're not too far off where people can all of a sudden, if they partner with like G.I. Joe, someone can make a battle royale or a Battlefield game, but with G.I. Joe. I mean, as long as you own Fortnite. What happens? We die. Oh, you got knocked down. Okay, so you reached Area 3. Total enemies killed was 40. Total coins collected was 110. So now we okay, use the coins to buy upgrades to your lair. Item upgrades your health and damage and shield. Buy a layer items to more powerful. Okay. Complete quests. Okay. You got little quests here. Oh, I wanted to pay. Because you're playing with other people. They're just traveling through. So it's a roguelike. So you start over. You're supposed to upgrade your stuff and then go back in, but they didn't get me time to upgrade. And I got, what do I got? I got Raphael's. How's he doing those special abilities? Double jump, previous weapon, dash, in-air attack. Okay. Right trigger attack. So it's just, you just hold RT, okay, and then dash. Okay. The crazy part is that you can play this game and I could be fucking Deadpool or like whoever, you know what I mean? You can just be whoever. No, you don't have to buy the turtles. I mean, you should. You're playing Teenage Mutant Turtles. But no, you can. I bought the turtles because I'm a fan of turtles. I like the fact that I can play the turtles in Save the World edition as well. What's the call in for an ally? How do you do that? Oh. Well, I'm sure you could. I mean, I'm playing with public people, right, Nate? So if I just went into the game myself and you came in, you could just play the Ninja Turtles. You could pick who you want, but they're using their own skins. Allied damage next round. I love being a turtle. 0.5 shell. Less damage. Oh, I can switch weapons. I can use... Okay. I can use the nunchucks, or I can use... Not that it matters. It's not like you're doing more damage right now anyway. I didn't upgrade my stuff in the base. Someone lost connection, lost a person. Oh, I'm down. Oh, God damn it. Cool thing about turtles is that you don't have to use or pick the pickaxes, literally. Yeah, right. Just pick whoever. Nunchucks, swords, whatever, depending on the turtle. And you can just swap. You can just swap the weapons right there. Oh, and it levels up. I see. Hmm. This is the boss fight now. OG Pleasant Park. guy's glitched out. Oh, there's just NPCs. There's just NPCs that come in. Aww. I want to level up my stuff, but I don't know where to do it. Selected. Upgrade to get two times coin, sure. Okay. What else can I upgrade? No, I don't want that. Upgrade movement. No, I don't want that. That's the skateboard. Oh, is it in any of these things? Let's upgrade movement speed. All right, 20. 100. 500. I don't have enough for that. You're not upgrading weapons. Or are you? Well, let's upgrade health. Okay. That's health. Pizza drop. Toilet flower. Purchases toilet flower for cosmetic layer upgrade. Okay. Anything else? Upgrade the generator. I don't know what that does. Okay. Upgrade. Close that. Change outfit. Okay. TV. Nope. Adds +1 damage. So you want to upgrade your stuff for the damage inside. That's how you get damage. Okay. Speaker stack. Purchase a speaker stack for cosmetic layer upgrade. Adds +1 to all damage. So you wanna basically. So it's a roguelike not per thing. Like if I log out now and I come back later, it's gonna remember where I was. What's that, Sarge? Geez, bro, call an ally before the game crashes. Oh, an ally before the game crashes. Talk to Michelangelo. Oh, I see. So if I go in here, I can raise his... Okay. Ally damage. Okay. Leonardo. Ally damage. That's pretty cool. Like, what a good job that you could do with this. No, I'm not. That's for health. Regen. Probably should have used that first, but it's all right. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So there's plenty of like game and things that you can do. That's just the roguelike. I'll probably throw some time into that just to see what it was. Fortnite's gonna have it so kids don't play another game, right? Right? They're gonna have that so nobody. But that's the thing, right? What we were just talking about earlier. where if you're playing, like, Epic doesn't make any other. They don't have a system, right? They have their own store, okay, that you could go purchase from and play their games on their on their launcher. But other than that, you can play Fortnite everywhere, right? Well, if you're playing Fortnite on your mobile phone, if you're playing Fortnite on your Xbox or PlayStation, then you're not buying or playing one of first-party titles for Sony. You're not playing the first-party title for Xbox, Is there a good YouTube channel that goes over Fortnite mods? Probably. I would assume there's plenty of channels. I don't know one off the top of my head. All right. 1:30. I'm going to take off. You guys have a great rest of your day, week, evening. I'm going to do I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got to upload 2 member streams. Okay? Upload 2 member streams on this channel. So I might do some gameplay this weekend and upload it. I got to get that done. Get the bonus that YouTube is offering me. So I got to put 2 uploads for that. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks very much to hit that like button, hit that dislike button, hit that subscribe button. Be a member as low as $5. We do this on Fridays where members come in and only member chat. If you're not a member, we got plenty of little bonuses that you can do during regular streams during the daily grind. I'll talk. I'll bring up your chat more than people that are not members. If you're a member on Fridays, it's just member chat only. You can join our Discord. It's free for everybody, but there's different rooms and stuff for members. So I do appreciate you very much for coming out. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.